It's another gorgeous day here in West Seattle as the DubSea Fish Sticks are gearing up for their second of 3 straight home games this weekend, welcoming in the high-scoring Utah Yaks, who are stopping here at Mel Olson Stadium on their road trip through the Pacific Northwest. I'm Kyle Sweeney, joined alongside by Angus Trangmo. And Angus, this Fish Sticks team has endured 2 heartbreakers this week after another 1-run loss yesterday and are looking to get back on track.
Yeah, 7-6 loss in 10 innings on Tuesday. Then they dropped the second home game of the season 3-2, both to the Seattle Blackfins. That last one was last night. And both those games were really winnable for the Fish Sticks, so it's important in a non-league opportunity for the Fish Sticks to kind of have a get-right game early in the season.
Yeah, and on the other side of the diamond sit the 7-6 Utah Yaks, who fell 2 games in a row to the Seattle Studs earlier this week, a fellow PIL team. But the thing that sticks out most about the Yaks this season has been their offensive firepower.
Yeah, the Yaks, kind of a volatile offense, but when they're hitting, they are hitting. They've got 6 games with 10-plus runs already this season and only 13 games of work. However, the other side of the coin, the pitching is very unreliable for this Utah squad. The team averages almost 10 runs a game, but finds themselves just above 500 at 7-6.
Yeah, both teams looking to snap 3-game skids on a beautiful Friday night here at the Friar, and we will be right back with more pregame coverage after this.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough. Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
And welcome back to the Friar here in West Seattle. It is Little League Appreciation Night tonight, so we have an extended first fish. This is a very special edition. We have, I think, 25 different Little League players, both men and women and children. And they are lined up and ready here for a relay first pitch here, Angus. We've seen the Pike Place come in and throw the first fish in the opener. And yesterday we had the Seattle Storm in-arena host, Casey Kiyahara. And now look at this, 25 Little Leaguers lined up.
Yeah, I got to say, this is a first for me, and I think this is probably a first for the Fish Sticks as a whole. It's got to be the most people to ever throw out a first fish on a given day. So, rewriting history at Mel Olson Stadium on Little League Day. Of course, you got to do something like this. They do this with the first pitch at the Little League Classic every year in Williamsport. So, a nice nod to all the Little Leaguers in the Seattle area.
Well, we should see Crispy coming out in the tank, in the boat here in just a few seconds. And also, because the Yaks are not in the PIL, we will be having a fan batter start the bottom of the first. I am very excited about that. Still 4 years and no hits from the fan batter. And we'll take a glimpse at that very shortly. But there's Crispy coming out on the boat, ready to deliver this special edition of the first fish. Crispy redeemed himself yesterday in the outfield as well.
Yeah, Crispy had a rough opening night. On a day where the Fish Sticks were able to get their first win of the season, Crispy did not follow suit. He got, for lack of a better word, he got crushed in the Crispy race. And yesterday he was clearly on a mission, and that obviously changed. Brian from West Seattle never really stood a chance against Crispy. It was about a third of the warning track distance between Crispy and Brian by the time Crispy finished that race.
And here we go. Starting at the top, all the way in the outfield.
got to be immense pressure on the last kid.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say number 9 there in red, the last guy. He's got some good distance between him and Cole Miller, one of the relief pitchers for the Fish Sticks, who's standing behind the plate. There we go. The fish making his way around, hits the turf.
I like the ambition of trying to toss it from Orange Coat back there. It's the only person that we've seen that was brave enough to try and complete the toss.
There we go. We are finding a rhythm.
Probably the first time in a lot of these kids' lives that they've ever held a fish, gloves or not. It's just a very weird experience regardless.
I still have yet to hold a fish.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we've got to get you one by the time you leave here in August.
Well, here we go. You see number 9 in red there. He's the last guy. We've seen 2 strikes so far on the first fish. Cole Miller waiting in front of the dish. There we go. 3 first fishes and 3 catches of the first fish.
Could we see the perfect year?
That would be near impossible.
No, I don't think we can. That would be insane.
It is a slippery fish from what I've heard.
You don't want to be the player that drops it first, though.
No, definitely not. But, of course, before the first fish, we had the Wendy's toss out in center field. For every home win this summer that the Fish Sticks get, head over to Wendy's and get a free small Frosty. And here was a look at what was commencing in center field using the pitching machine to huck out balls. Look at that grab.
That's really a textbook play. He kind of caught it like an egg almost. This small bucket is near impossible, but caught the ball like an egg, and it just died right in the bucket.
Look at this with the cup. Oh.
That's a good effort. That's a good effort, though. Lays out, and the cup, I mean, what do you want him to do?
Yeah, I don't know. But, again, small Frosty, that's free. Wendy's just around the corner of the Friar with every win. And with that, we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule to see what other Frosties are available. Tomorrow is Seattle Soccer Night. Gates will open at 5:35. First pitch once again against the Yaks, a 2-game homestand, will be at 6:35. And then next Thursday, our second $3 Thursday of the season against the Studs. That'll be a PIL matchup and a big one. And then next Saturday is Pride Night against the Redmond Dudes. First pitch at 6:35. And first pitch here, just about 21 minutes or so away. We will be right back with pregame coverage here from the Friar.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done, and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
And back here at Mel Olson Stadium, as we mentioned in the opening, the Fish Sticks 2 straight losses, 2 straight heartbreaking losses after a 3-2 defeat last night against the Blackfins. And Angus, what are you looking for as the keys to tonight's matchup?
Fish Sticks looking to break a 3-game losing streak, as are the Yaks. Tonight, the keys to the game for the Fish Sticks. Smart at-bats at the top of the list. The Fish Sticks are hitting 187 so far this season, and the OPS is just above 600. So you want to see this lineup maybe compromise some power as long as it turns into base hits for the Sticks, because they really have struggled at the plate all season. We've both seen it. Secondly, owning the base pass. The Blackfins ran all over the Fish Sticks in their 3 meetings this week, and it led to 3 Blackfins wins. And DubSea's 2 late base running errors in the past 2 games have pretty much sealed the deal. There was a runner on second, the ghost runner, if you will, in the 10th inning in Edmonds, and Hamada was gunned down, and then Jake Daly ran into an out last night on second with only one away. So owning the base pass is going to be huge, especially against a high-scoring offense like the Yaks. And then late-game execution, this kind of goes hand-in-hand with those base-running errors. But outside of the first game, we haven't seen too many moments where the Fish Sticks looked poised in a late-game situation, and it's led to 2 straight one-run losses. It's not because of a lack of opportunity. It's just because of a lack of execution.
Yeah, and definitely the offense will have to keep up with this Yaks offense that is averaging 9.3 runs per game. They're hitting .309 as a team, with the team .448 on base percentage as well. So a lot of firepower on the other side of the diamond on the offensive end. They are also 89% on stolen base attempts this season at almost 3.6 stolen bases per game. That is an elite number. We talked yesterday about the chaos on the base paths that Coach Kribbe and the Fish Sticks want to execute better. And the Yaks are going to be a lot like what the Blackfins were yesterday, just taking off on the base paths time and time again. But looking at the Fish Sticks lineup, what's one guy that's been sticking out to you as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Fish Sticks tonight?
Down in the 7 hole, he's behind the plate today. Evan Hellner is off to a good start in a lineup that really has not had as many bright spots as we may have hoped. Hellner, 3 for 6 with a homer, and he's driven in 4 in 3 games of work. And, you know, this is a guy that isn't even in college yet. He's going to be a freshman at New Mexico State, and he won the 2026 state championship right here in Washington at Sumner High School. So it's a dude that can clearly contribute to a winning team. And, you know, the shift from metal bats to wood bats might be hindering some of these hitters, and it has not affected Evan Hellner in the slightest.
Yeah, it's also nice to see Rylan Gollard back in the lineup. Had to exit yesterday's game in the 2nd inning after he dove after a ball in center field, could not grab it, and then had to come out of the game. So it'll be him, George, and Bartholomew, kind of mainstays in the top of the order. And then Luke Parker. Jake Daly came on and had a nice double in the 9th inning yesterday in his first game as a Fish Stick. And Jackson Dulé finds himself in the lineup after a triple in the 8th inning yesterday, would also come in to score. And then Hellner, Eisenhut, and Watson will finish it off for the Fish Sticks. What's something else that maybe you're looking for in this lineup, especially a lineup that changes a lot as the game progresses? What is something else that you are looking for?
I think it's just we see a lot. We saw this from the Blackfins as well, specifically last night. But we see a lot of moments where the Fish Sticks will get ahead in counts and then just swing like there's no tomorrow. And I kind of alluded to this during keys to the game, but at some point you've just got to take a step back and say, hey, the ball's not going to fly off the wood bat as much as it might off a metal bat. And we're on an interesting field here where singles are really easy to get. It's a tough read for the infield, and then the ball will just die in that soft grass out in the outfield. So it really is a good place if you are a contact hitter that's looking for singles, and the Fish Sticks just haven't had that element to their lineup so far this season.
And on the bump for the Fish Sticks today, it'll be Santiago Guedes Rodriguez getting the start. Had 11 starts at Pierce College, was teammates with Riley Sonoy. 15 overall appearances as a freshman, but pitched really well. 2.51 ERA across 71 2/3 innings. And we'll get back for more about Guedes Rodriguez after the break.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Crispy.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
And back here at the Friar, under 15 minutes before first pitch. Now here from Mel Olson Stadium between the Yaks and the Fish Sticks. And Angus, I mentioned it before the break, Santiago Guedes Rodriguez getting the start as he did a lot last year as a freshman at Pierce College, and a nice ERA from him last season.
Might be somewhat of an unknown to Fish Sticks fan. He's only thrown a third of an inning so far this season, but he showed it at Pierce, like you said, 2.51 ERA in over 70 innings in the spring, and that number went down to 1.72 in Northwest Athletic Conference play. So obviously a guy that can do it, and can do it with length, something we haven't really seen out of the Fish Sticks. Obviously starters have been limited to 3 innings, maybe some change on top of that if they've been pitching well. But Guedes Rodriguez, you can't expect him to go long, but it is a guy that can give you some good length.
And on the other side, starting for the Yaks, will be Dominic Gonzalez, who also hasn't seen a ton of time for the Yaks this season. Through 13 games, does just have 7 innings, but he gets the nod for tonight's matchup. Of course, the Yaks faced off against the Studs the last couple of days or so. They're making a nice trip up here to the Pacific Northwest. This is the first of 2 games against the Fish Sticks, same time tomorrow night as well. So this is a well-traveled team. They've played in Los Angeles as well. This is a mostly collegiate roster that the Yaks are boasting. Again, we talked about the offensive firepower they have. I did say it yesterday, maybe a little bit of an announcer's jinx, that I thought there would be a high-scoring affair between the Blackfins and the Fish Sticks, but I'm thinking, Angus, tonight there might be a plethora of runs.
Yeah, the Yaks, I mean, when you look at their schedule, there's a 5-game stretch that's going to jump out at anyone where they scored 15, 10, 10, 17, and 19. That's not normal. That's a sign of a good offense. So the Yaks obviously are an explosive offense, but ever since they've started playing PIL opponents, obviously they only played 1 in the Seattle Studs, a good one at that, but only 5 runs, and then they lost 17-3 the other night. So 0-2 against the Studs, and looking to turn the tides on their PIL tour up in the Northwest.
Yeah, and one guy I'm looking at in that lineup, there's a lot of guys who have been playing really well this season. Again, a 309 average as a team so far. But Jake Cook, the catcher from Colorado Mesa, coming in. He's hitting 375 this season, also has 10 RBIs.
Yeah, OPS almost up and over 1,000, but he's kind of been a mainstay at the top of the order for this team, and there has been some change, obviously, on any collegiate travel team. You're going to see some change. Coaches want to see their players get in, and even then, Jake Cook has been a mainstay at the top of this Yaks lineup, so obviously a reliable guy for Jackson Carlisle and his squad. And, you know, this is a deep lineup, but Jake Cook obviously going to be one of the centerpieces.
Again, a lineup, 448 on-base percentage as a team, but the glaring similarity between the Yaks and the Fish Sticks, you just alluded to it, is how much they switch up the lineup, especially mid-game. For the Yaks, they've used 19 pitchers so far this season. The Fish Sticks have used 14. And then obviously the lineup changes are going to be coming in. There's going to be a lot of pinch hitters on both sides. There's 41 players on the Yaks and 32 on the Fish Sticks. So there will be changes that will be made. But there have been some mainstays for the Fish Sticks so far this season. One of them is Rylan Gollard.
Yeah, Gollard left early last night, laid out for a ball in the 2nd inning, and kind of just took himself out. It is really good to see him back, especially because of his veteran presence and the leadership he brings to the field whenever he steps out in center. So it's huge to see him come back for the Sticks, especially at the top of the order.
Yeah, the umpire's rolling in, and we are about 10 minutes away from first pitch. And then after that, our fan batter as well, that will be rolling in at the bottom of the first. And we will go to break here from Mel Olson Stadium. Right around the corner is first pitch.
Went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
And creeping closer here to first pitch, there's Fish Sticks head coach Elliot Cribby. And there was some news that Cribby gave to the team as the season began. He was the head coach at Eastlake High School right around here in Sammamish, but now is taking his talents other places in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, by other places, you mean maybe the best place you can go. He took a job at the University of Hawaii Hilo, and he's going to be leaving sometime in July is what we know right now. And I mean, just finished his second season with the Fish Sticks last year. This is the start of his third, but he won't quite make it to 3 full years. You know, obviously, congrats to Coach Cribby for getting a job at a D2 school and a pretty good D2 program down there in Hawaii.
Yeah, and he led the Fish Sticks to that 2025 PIL championship last year. They were 32-9, but Cribby himself, a really good ball player, played at Washington and was an outstanding pitcher. He was a closer for the Huskies, was all Pac-10 in 2008. You don't hear Pac-10 very often anymore.
I wish it was still. Man, they should go back to the Pac-10.
Yeah, they really should.
I could do without Utah and Colorado, I'll be honest.
And Cribby, also a former associate head coach at both UW and Seattle U. But here's something interesting. At Seattle U, he was one of the catalysts to scout and bring aboard a guy named Tarek Skubal to Seattle U, who I didn't even know went to Seattle U until a couple months ago. But he's a solid pitcher in the MLB, I think.
Yeah, no, you could say that. He's definitely got some service time ahead of him. Skubal, kind of an unknown out of Kingman, Arizona, and found his footing at Seattle U under Coach Cribby. So a really good connection to have to put on your resume because, man, he is lights out. It seems like every time he takes the mound, it's must-see stuff.
Yeah, again, Cribby was a pitcher, a pitching specialist, going to Hawaii at Hilo in the summer. That's not a bad place to be, starting in July.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be anytime in the calendar, you know. Going to Hawaii doesn't hurt the soul at all.
No. But again, a great resume for Coach Cribby. The team will miss him come July. But great status at Eastlake High School. They went 19-10 this year, finished second in the district, but lost 1-0 in the opening round of the playoffs. Just finished his second season with the team. They won the District 4A championship a couple of years ago. As Cribby heads back to the dugout, and we are just a couple of moments away from the national anthem here at Mel Olson Stadium.
Fish Sticks starting to kind of find that consistent lineup, or at least part of it, that we'll come to know and expect down the stretch of this season. And obviously, I think Rylan Gullard is going to be a big piece of that. I've said it already, but it is so good to see him back. A weird situation yesterday where he came out of the game in the second inning, kind of under his own power, but you could tell something was up. And there he is heading out to center one day after taking himself out, so a welcome sight for Fish Sticks fans.
Yeah, as the rest of the lineup is introduced here at the Friar.
Gavin George has had a good year. He's been an all-around great player for this Fish Sticks team. Had a homer in the season opener, laid out for a diving catch last night, and he's really had an impact on all the games the Fish Sticks have played this year, some way or another.
Yeah, I think this might be an outfield you might be seeing a lot as we head into the rest of the season. Dulé kind of left onto the scene late in last game with the triple, but we've seen a lot of stellar plays from him in the outfield. Might be the best defensive outfielder this team has in a really good defensive outfield.
Yeah, Dulé's all over the place. Gavin George, I mean, the hustle is always on go for Gavin George, so he's a great option to have out in left, not even in center, and then Gullard running the show in the middle. So a really reliable outfield. Hellner back behind the dish as well. There's been some questions about who's going to man behind the plate, and it looks like it will be Hellner today.
As Santiago Guedes Rodriguez prepares to be brought out in the boat. The national anthem a couple of moments away. but Crispy will bring out Guedes Rodriguez in just a moment.
I'm not sure Crispy's going to bring it out. Crispy is hanging out by the dugout. Maybe he's slacking on his job right now.
Well,
yeah, there he is. There he is right next to Connor Lee.
A fabulous intern is Connor Lee manning the socials. Here we go. Crispy not on the boat, but Guedes Rodriguez is. Well, we just received word. This is also the water taxi. We saw the boat race yesterday. The water taxi does not fit Crispy.
Yeah, it
so
looks
that
like
is
it
why
doesn't. The roof would just pop right off of that thing.
Yeah.
Crispy's a good 6'10".
Really is. That then probably 2 feet of that is the head of the mascot there. But here is the national anthem. And now just 2 minutes away from first pitch as we take our first look at the Utah Yaks lineup. It'll be Alex Gutierrez, Cook, as we mentioned, and Emmett Desmond to lead things off here in the top of the first. Gutierrez coming from Colorado Northwest Community College and native of Heber City, Utah. An upcoming junior that has had a fantastic summer season so far. This will be his 9th game, hitting .357 so far as well. Started really hot on the season, has cooled off a little bit. And then we talked about Cook hitting .375 so far this season. And Emmett Desmond will be in the 3-hole slot. In 12 games, Desmond is at .333, has a homer and 12 RBIs. So this top of the order, Angus, is something that the pitchers for the Fish Sticks will have to look out for.
And the issue with this team is that it's not just the top of the order that has that kind of numbers. That's just kind of a constant for the entire Yaks lineup. A lot of high averages, a lot of high on-base percentages for this Yaks lineup. So free passes are going to have to be limited if you are the Fish Sticks today, especially against such a good hitting team like the Yaks.
So Guedes Rodriguez set for his first major run of the season. Went for less than an inning against the Blackfins on Tuesday. That was when Coach Kribbe and the Fish Sticks used 6 pitchers in that heartbreaking loss in extra innings. Again, 11 starts and 15 appearances for Pierce College. So mainly a starter, not really comfortable out of the bullpen. But here he is and has a chance. Around a 3 to 4 inning leash is what we are going to expect tonight.
Yeah, first we saw Guedes Rodriguez was, as you said, out of the pen on Tuesday. So interested to see if he takes a different approach getting the start today.
And here is the lefty Gutierrez coming up to the plate. And play ball has been announced here at the Friar for the 3rd home game of the summer. as Gutierrez shakes hands with the umpire behind home plate. Guedes Rodriguez is ready to go. Another packed house here at the Friar. We've seen great attendance so far this season.
And perfect weather, really. You can't ask for anything else. Wind blowing left to right once again, second night in a row.
And Guedes Rodriguez ready to kick things off, and Gutierrez quick to the chase and fouls off strike one.
I think you're going to see that a lot out of this Yaks lineup going after the first pitch. There are a lot of confident hitters in this lineup.
So a right on left to start. Fastball is outside for ball one. Talked yesterday about the walks that the Fish Sticks pitching staff has given up. They gave up 20 through 3 games, let up 4 yesterday. Guedes Rodriguez steps off. Part of that might be maybe a non-familiarity with the team, because there's 3 catchers on the team and 14 different pitchers. So maybe a part of that might be because of the unfamiliarity they have.
Yeah, you can't expect any of you guys to have perfect chemistry the moment they show up to the Friar. And obviously, we have seen moments where the catcher will just call time and go talk things over. We've seen that quite a bit, actually, which is probably what Coach Kirby tells them to do, especially when they haven't really worked with each other before now.
Yeah, Hellner is behind the plate today. Both Peyton Barsati and Jake Daly have seen time behind there as well. This is a swing and a miss, another fastball, and the count is 2-2.
Guedes Rodriguez still sticking to that fastball. I think he's thrown 4 so far with no off-speed worked in yet.
A 2-2 count to the first batter of the night. Guedes Rodriguez delivers and swung on and missed for strike 3 once again on that fastball.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. A first pitch strike from Guedes Rodriguez, which we talked about a lot last night. But the first pitch strikes have come at a premium for the Fish Sticks, so he gets ahead and is able to put away Gutierrez using only the fastball. Now here's Jake Cook.
Cook playing behind the plate tonight. The Colorado Mesa product. And he takes a look at strike 1.
6 pitches, 6 fastballs for Guedes Rodriguez. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
This is Cook's 7th game played. Again, hitting .375 in the first 6. There's a first off-speed look down and away for ball 1. Cook on a 6-game hitting streak to start the summer as well. As he fouls off that fastball, 1-2 count.
You might see Yaks hitters start to get impatient if Guedes Rodriguez is able to settle in and find a groove here, just with the production that this team has been able to put up in recent games.
One for 4 yesterday against the Seattle Studs, a fellow PIL opponent for the Fish Sticks. That fastball out and away, 2-2 count.
Something I've noticed with Evan Hellner behind the plate is I think he's the best catcher on the roster when it comes to just keeping balls in front of him by any means necessary. We've seen him hit the Air Jordan logo a couple times on some balls that went up high. Gets a glove on that one.
Guedes Rodriguez struck out Gutierrez to start this game. And that was just high and maybe a little inside, and the count is full.
You could tell Hellner and Guedes Rodriguez like that pitch as well. Just misses the location by a touch.
We saw Eli Hurst grab 8 strikeouts in 3 1/3 yesterday. Rodriguez goes back to the fastball, fouled away.
Cook already showing that discipline that has led to a 6-game hitting streak early. He's making Guedes Rodriguez work for this.
58 strikeouts across 71 2/3 last season for Guedes Rodriguez. Here's the payoff, and in there, called strike 3 So 2 strikeouts in the first 2 batters for Guedes Rodriguez.
That pitch is just too good. Jake Cook was probably looking for something on the inside half, and Guedes Rodriguez is able to just pull out the paintbrush and just kind of zip a fastball right by Cook. There was never really any intention from Jake Cook to swing at that pitch. As we get another look, yeah, he just watches it go right by. Good frame from Hellner.
And that'll bring up Emmett Desmond hitting 3-hole. And the off-speed in there for strike 1.
Now, if Santiago can get that off-speed going with how the fastball's been going so far in this first inning, we might be looking at a really good outing for number 23.
Desmond, an upcoming junior at UL Monroe, a Santa Clara, California native, takes a look at ball 1.
UL Monroe, you know the mascot?
I don't.
Warhawks.
The Warhawks.
Yeah. One of my favorites for sure.
A lot of Warhawks down there in Louisiana?
I guess. I don't know if it's a big school or not.
And here's the 1-1, another fastball. The Yaks have not been able to hit that as Desmond swings at strike 2.
Yeah, he's just living with the fastball right now. The off-speed has been good for a couple strikes, but it's just been heat heavy, and there's no reason to change it here, up 1-2.
Guedes Rodriguez looking for his 3rd strikeout. And he gets it. Called strike 3 as Guedes Rodriguez strikes out the side. The Fish Sticks will have their first look at bat coming up here in the bottom of the first. But this is the most exciting part of every non-league game for me, and that is the fan batter coming up. We take another look at Guedes Rodriguez, who strikes out the side in the first. But our fan batter today, it will be Tacoma's very own Luke Shillito, a recent Gonzaga graduate. And there he is. Told me before the game, we're actually good friends. Played baseball up to 8th grade. That is the extent of his baseball. As he's coming up here. Again, no hits for the fan batters in 4 years of doing this. And this at-bat will count towards the statistics of this game. If he gets on, he's on. If he gets a hit, it registers as a hit. And if he strikes out, it registers as the first out of the inning.
Yeah, the fan batter counting is always kind of a chore for our statisticians, also known as us, but it is just something that you will not see in many ballparks, especially for how often it happens at the Friar. Every non-league game, and there's quite a few that are going to go on as Mel Olson Stadium. He looks a little more confident than Owen Murray did on opening night.
Yeah, Owen Murray struck out in 4 pitches last Saturday. I see the one batting glove method from Luke Shillito, who is also commonly referred to as Chester by his friends. So we'll be going with Chester here. But our second fan batter of the season, did not get to talk to him about maybe his approach on this at-bat, but he told me he wasn't going to bunt. So,
man, what a moment it would be if a Zag, specifically one that you know very well, got the first fan batter hit.
Yeah, Luke's a very smart guy, graduated with a degree in biology and minored in chemistry as well. Again, from the Tacoma area where he is currently working, and he's ready to step up to the plate. So here we go. Fan batter Luke, also known as Chester. Here we go. As Dom Gonzalez steps in, and Luke takes a look at strike 1.
He really does look a lot more confident than Owen Murray did. That fastball is right down the pipe, though.
Oh, a little bit late there, Chester. Got his sunglasses in the jersey, I just noticed.
That might be a problem if he runs to first here.
Here we go, 0-2 and strike 3. What a great experience. As the fan batter strikes out yet again, and we still have yet to find a batter get a hit. And we take another look.
Yeah, way behind it. Way behind it. I think I might have given Luke a little more credit than he deserved. He was way behind that fastball. And, credit to Dominic Gonzalez. He just popped his on.
Well, that's the first strikeout for Gonzalez as he strikes out Chester to begin the bottom of the first, but that'll bring up Rylan Gollard. As Gollard looks at that ball just outside, a 2-1 count. Gollard, one of the better hitters on the team so far this season, hitting 286. Again, nice to see him back in the lineup as he rips this towards center field, but back at the track and getting the catch is Gutierrez for out number 2.
Yeah, Gollard really put that ball in the line to the deepest part of the Friar, but a good read by the Yaks outfield. Playing very deep, and it pays off right there.
So 2 quick outs now for Dominic Gonzalez. We'll now work on Gavin George. As George takes a look at ball 1.
George 3 for 9 on the season. Launched a homer in the home opener.
This one's taken to short. Play made, a throw across the diamond. George almost beats it out, but Angel Rios gets the 3rd out. So a quick 1-2-3 first inning for both pitchers. Scoreless going into the top of the 2nd.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough. Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
Well, all 6 batters on both sides were retired in order as Santiago Guedes Rodriguez struck out the side in the top of the 1st. We can take another look at this ground out from Gavin George that ended the inning in the bottom of the 1st. So 4, 5, 6 due up for the Yaks. It'll be Raul Zapata leading things off.
George really did make that play closer than it should have been. With the turf, just bouncing the ball right up into Angel Rios' chest.
Zapata attending Fort Hays State, an incoming junior. First pitch over to Eisenhut at first. He runs over and gets the easy out. So 4 up, 4 down, a good start for Guedes Rodriguez.
That's a nice play by Bartolome to leave that for Eisenhut. If Bartolome is the one that fields that grounder, that means Guedes Rodriguez has got to charge over to first, and that play might not be made for an out. So smartly leaves it for Eisenhut and then covers the bag for the first out of the inning.
They'll bring up DJ Bachman hitting in the 5-hole tonight. Bachman from Sandy, Utah, an upcoming redshirt sophomore. Looks at strike 1 right there on the corner. Bachman, this will be his 10th game, hitting 250 so far this season. Attending Hartnell Community College. Off speed taken right back to Eisenhut. And he'll get the easy out at first. So 2 ground outs to Tyler Eisenhut. And 5 up, 5 down for Guedes Rodriguez.
Man, this is ideal for Santiago Guedes Rodriguez. Keeping the pitch count low outside of 1 battle with Jake Cook and 5 quick outs against a potent Yaks offense.
That'll bring up Corbin Goal for the Yaks. Another Colorado Northwest Community College guy. Hitting .231 this season, or this summer. Fastball really working so far for Guedes Rodriguez in there for strike one.
I said in the first inning, but you might as well just not come off of it right now. The Yaks are yet to see it and make really good contact with it.
0-1. That goal lays off of 1-1 count. Guedes Rodriguez struck out the side in the first. 2 groundouts to the second baseman, Eisenhut, here in the second. That fastball just misses for ball 2.
I'm expecting the Yaks at some point to maybe get impatient with how Guedes Rodriguez is pitching. Goal doing the opposite right now.
2-1, swung on and missed on that fastball for strike 2. A 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. It's been efficient work so far for Guedes Rodriguez. 2-2 whizzed in there for strike 3. The 4th already for Guedes Rodriguez as he rolls the Fish Sticks into the bottom of the second.
Man, 4 Ks, 6 quick outs. Guedes Rodriguez just mowing down the Yaks so far. But Dominic Gonzalez kind of matched him in the bottom of the first inning against Gullard and George.
And so 4, 5, 6 due up for the Fish Sticks as well. No base runners so far for either side. Bartholomew, Parker, and Daly will actually be due up after the fan batter Chester did not get on base. So 3, 4, 5 due up for the Fish Sticks.
Definitely a confusing one. If you're not familiar with Fish Sticks baseball, it's not something you're really ever going to see in any situation.
As we take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Fish Sticks, again, tomorrow is Seattle Soccer Night. The World Cup starting to get going, and here in Seattle as well. Gates will open at 5:35. And then next Thursday, our second $3 Thursday of the season against the Studs, another PIL opponent. And then next Saturday is Pride Night. First pitch against the Redmond Dudes will be at 6:35 p.m. As Bartholomew sporting one of his 3 numbers so far this season, number 29. But the 3-hole hitter steps in and takes a big hack at strike 1.
Similar to Guedes Rodriguez, his adversary, Dominic Gonzalez, has kind of just lived with the fastball so far, and it's worked for him.
As Bartholomew shows bunt, but it's foul.
I really don't hate that idea with Bartholomew's speed and the infield playing pretty deep on the hot turf here at the Friar. I do not hate that idea. Bartholomew just not able to straighten it out.
Bartholomew again had a great season at Southwestern all the way down in Florida, or Southeastern College. Hit .303 in 33 starts. 1 for 3 yesterday. Had a deep triple to center field against the Blackfins on Tuesday. He's tied for the lead with 4 RBIs. And he laid off that off speed for ball 1.
That is a great hold. Gonzalez's first off-speed pitch of the inning, and he puts it right where he wanted to on the outside half, and it just rolls off the table, so Bartholomew holds off somehow.
And then he swings and whiffs at another off speed for strike 3, the first strikeout other than the fan batter for Dominic Gonzalez.
Yep, Gonzalez goes back to the off speed. That time he puts it in the zone. Bartholomew just not able to locate it with the bat.
And that'll bring up Luke Parker hitting cleanup tonight. And he swings and misses at strike 1. So Guedes Rodriguez has the fastball going for the Fish Sticks. Right now Gonzalez has the off-speed working for the Yaks. Fastball taken to third base. Across the diamond for out number 2. That's Desmond with the play.
Boy, it's almost like we're on Super Sim right now. Both pitchers working quick, and we're yet to have a base runner.
We saw a pitcher's duel yesterday as well between the Blackfins and the Fish Sticks. as a new face, Jake Daly, steps in to the plate. He takes first pitch over to third. It's Desmond. A nice play, but bobbled at first by Zapata. And Daly will reach safely.
An absolute gift for the Fish Sticks. Throw wasn't great over from the third baseman, but Zapata really should have made that play.
Yeah, one pitch after making a routine grounder. That was not so routine. Zapata bobbles it. Good hustle from Daly to go to first. As Jackson Dulé almost drills Evan Hellner in the on-deck circle.
Oh, catcher's interference.
And it will be catcher's interference, so Dulé will take the base. And Daly was moving on that pitch as well. That was a hit and run that was on. So suddenly, runners on first and second.
Wow. Catcher took it in the wrist. Jake Cook. Ooh, yeah, ow. Definitely catcher's interference, but not the way you want to see it. Usually it just catches a part of the glove. And on that one, Dulé back of the box. Cook just reaches out a little bit too far, and yeah, that's right in the wrist. That's got to hurt.
So 2 on now for Evan Hellner, who's been having the most success at the plate for the Fish Sticks so far this summer. Hellner, big hack at strike one.
This is what I talk about pregame. Maybe you want to take a little bit off those kind of huge swings where you're trying to put it over the fence. Definitely in a situation where a base hit would for sure probably score a run.
Here's the 0-1. Hit hard, but right at the second baseman Corbin goal, and he gets the easy out. So a little bit of trouble for Dom Gonzalez in the bottom of the second, but still scoreless between the Fish Sticks and the Yaks as we head into the top of the third.
Yeah, weird traffic for Dominic Gonzalez for sure. An error followed by catcher's interference on the very next pitch. But he gets out of it still yet to give up a hit, and now Guedes Rodriguez will come out for the third inning. With how quick he's been working, you might look at Guedes Rodriguez with a clean third, going past the usual 3-inning threshold for starters for the Fish Sticks.
But before the top of the third can commence, we have inflatable musical chairs going on down the first base line.
Chairs is generous. I will say
inflatable tubes.
Yeah.
Boy, that was close.
Yeah, being low to the ground is huge in this game. It's never failed the national shirt. Just look how low the knee is. Just ready to give out at any time right into that seat. Wow, look who wins.
There we go.
Yep.
And you might be wondering why someone in West Seattle is wearing a Nationals jersey. Well, it is Little League Appreciation Night. Or maybe he is just simply a Nationals fan. That's got to be more than 3,000 miles away down there in the nation's capital. But
well, the Nationals, out of all the MLB teams the Nationals could be playing tonight, they are currently playing the Seattle Mariners.
Look at that.
So probably the last team you should be supporting in this place right now.
Well, now it'll be 7, 8, 9 due up for the Yaks, who have yet to have a base runner through 2 innings. Guedes Rodriguez fires in an off-speed pitch for ball 1 to Angel Rios. Rios hitting .375 so far through 8 games. Another one of those really good hitters. Having a really nice season for this high-scoring Yaks team. There's that fastball we've seen a lot of, fired in there for strike 1.
Yeah, Guedes Rodriguez, credit to him, he's really just stuck to it, and credit to Evan Hellner and the Fish Sticks coaching staff for just letting Guedes Rodriguez go, because the Yaks really have not seen it yet.
Here's the 1-1 to the shortstop, Rios, outside for ball 2. Rios, a UCCS product, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. From Vernal, Utah, will be an incoming sophomore there in the Springs. A beautiful school down there in Colorado. It's 2-1. He was late on that fastball for strike 2.
Once again, I'm starting to sound like a broken record over here, but the fastball is working for Guedes Rodriguez time and time again.
Four strikeouts through the first 2 frames. Looking to add on another one. Here's the 2-2 and in on the corner for strike 3. And Guedes Rodriguez picking up right where he left off, his 5th strikeout.
Man, he has been good, and it's not because he has the velocity like maybe Eli Hurst used last night. It's just been pristine location over and over again. Another good frame by Hellner behind the dish.
And maybe a generous spot there on the inside corner. That'll bring up Bauer Williams. He takes a look at strike 1. Williams hitting in the 8-hole tonight from Whitman College. Has a couple of teammates on the other side of the diamond for the Fish Sticks. That off-speed gets away from Guedes Rodriguez for ball 1. Williams struggling a little bit to start the year, hitting just 158 in 7 games this summer. Here's the 1-1. Another fastball zipped in there for strike 2.
Guedes Rodriguez, just all kinds of control. He looks so confident on the mound right now.
Guedes Rodriguez looking for strikeout number 6 already. Can he do it? Outside, 2-2 count.
Maybe got a little excited, looking for his 6th strikeout there. Something we haven't seen from him yet today, but still ahead with a ball to spare.
And here's the 2-2, 1 gone here in the top of the 3rd. Off speed misses outside, now a full count.
If you're the Yaks, this is kind of the at-bat you want to start working with against Guedes Rodriguez. They have not gotten deep into counts very often.
Here's the payoff. On the corner, but outside, so 3 straight balls as Williams will reach for the first base runner for the Yaks.
That's a great at-bat from Williams. As you said, gets behind, but Guedes Rodriguez maybe a little too excited with the fastball, yanked it a couple times outside.
That'll bring up Diverson Villalobos, hitting at the bottom of the order tonight. That's low for ball 1. Villalobos from Kearns, Utah, an upcoming junior. Just his 4th appearance of the summer, struggling a little bit as well, just hitting just 100. And Kribbe's going to come out.
Interesting. You can't think Guedes Rodriguez will come out in this situation. It looks like he won't, but 1 down runner on first, and Santiago really has pitched well today, so maybe just a matchup-based meeting between Gribby and his starter.
So we talked about it, 3.6 stolen bases per game this season for the Yaks on an 89% stolen base percentage. That is an elite number. We talked about it yesterday, that right around 75 to 80%. Kribbe wants it at 80%, but that is 89% is blowing everything out of the water.
It sure is, and I think that's why Guedes Rodriguez and how good his fastball has been today is important, is because he can throw that fastball with confidence, and it can get to Hellner as soon as possible so he can throw down to second, because you know this team is going to be breaking for bags all night.
So 1-0 to Villalobos. Guedes Rodriguez will check back at Williams at first. Runner stays, and that's fired in there for strike 2.
Guedes Rodriguez. Interesting to see. He is holding the runner on well, but it is interesting to see that the Yaks have not sent Williams over at first yet.
Way out in front of that pitch. That was actually strike 2 there, so now it's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, when the fastball's going, you can turn to that off speed, and if you locate it well, you're going to get swings like that on a pretty regular basis.
1-2, 1 out as Guedes Rodriguez checks back with Williams.
An accurate throw might have done the job over at first there, but Bartolome was pulled way off the bag by the pickoff throw.
Williams just 1 stolen base so far this summer. Here's the 2-2, that's popped foul.
Also one of the better names we're going to see all year coming through the fire. Diverson Villalobos.
We saw Cash Aguilar in the opener. Diverson Villalobos is definitely up there. Williams takes off here on 2-2. That ball is outside. Hellner cannot handle it. So a free bag for Bauer Williams. Now he's in scoring position.
Yeah, and there it is. The Yaks, you knew it was coming at some point. They were bound to steal, and finally they send Williams on really a pitch where they got lucky. Guedes Rodriguez goes off speed, and Hellner not able to hold on to it.
So count is full here for Villalobos with 1 out. Here's the payoff, and Villalobos swings maybe at ball 4, but strike 3 in the 6th strikeout for Guedes Rodriguez.
It's really good to see him be able to throw that pitch. Maybe it missed a little high, but throw that pitch with confidence now that there's a runner in scoring position. I do think that was above the letters, so probably ball 4 if he lets that go, but close enough where he does have to take a cut at it.
So back to the top of the order with Gutierrez. Guedes Rodriguez strikes out 6 of the first 9 batters he sees. And Gutierrez, one of those victims, struck out swinging to start the game back in the top of the first. That's high now, 2-0 count.
Starting to lose that really perfect control he had in the first 2 innings. First time we've seen him behind 2-0 in a count maybe all day.
Yeah, had that walk to Bauer Williams, who stole second. That's the only base runner so far. Fastball just pops out of Hellner's mitt, but that'll be 3 balls and no strikes.
First instance where Guedes Rodriguez has gotten this far behind in the count, and it's kind of why he's been so good to this point, is he's gotten first pitch strikes quite a bit.
Here's the 3-0 to Gutierrez in there for a strike. Another beautiful night here in West Seattle. Temperature hovering right around 70 degrees right now. Minimal wind. That 3-1 is high, so 2 base runners on now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Jake Cook, who's pretty dangerous here at the 2-hole spot.
Yeah, probably the last guy you want to see if you're Santiago Guedes Rodriguez right now. Comes into this game with a hit in every game he's played in to this point. And, he's in the 2-hole for a reason. An OBP north of 500 in 6 games of work so far.
So 2 down here in the top of the 3rd with 2 runners on. And Cook looks at that off speed for ball 1. Cook struck out looking on a full count in the top of the 1st. A part of 3 strikeouts in that first frame by Guedes Rodriguez. And that's high for ball 2.
Starting to lose the command just a touch. falls behind 3-0 to Gutierrez, and now behind 2-0 to Jake Cook. Obviously some dangerous hitters at the top of this order, but you want to be able to find the zone here.
Yeah, Emmett Desmond waiting on deck, hitting .333 this summer coming into this. That fastball is popped high in the air to right field. Jackson Dulé is under it, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So Guedes Rodriguez comes away with 3 scoreless. To the bottom of the third we go here from the Friar.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-pack.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
8, 9, 10 due up here in the bottom of the third for the Fish Sticks. Because this is a non-PIL game, there is an extra hitter that is allowed. The Yaks will stick with 9, but 10 hitters for the Fish Sticks tonight. So it'll be Eisenhut, Isaac Watson, and Noah Kung due up in the bottom of the third. Still a scoreless game here from Mel Olson Stadium. Kyle Sweeney and Angus Tregmo with you for another beautiful night of action. But right now, it's a pitcher's duel. And in the bottom of the third, Tyler Eisenhut looking to provide a spark on offense. And as he does often, he takes a hack at the first pitch and fouls it back.
Eisenhut 1 for 5 on the season, hit .361 in his freshman year at Linfield. A lot of Linfield Wildcats on the Fish Sticks this year.
Takes another hack at strike 2. Pinch hit in the bottom of the 9th yesterday with a runner on second. Saw the bunt sign twice, and then with 2 strikes got it again and bunted foul. And that was the first out of the inning. But he gets another crack tonight and in the starting lineup. Again, as you mentioned, .361 at Linfield. Dislocated his knee last season. And he waves at strike 3. Strong outing from Dom Gonzalez continues.
And the hitting struggles for the Fish Sticks continue as well into the third inning of this game. 2 base runners for the Fish Sticks in the second, but they reached by an error and catcher's interference, and the Sticks still looking for their first hit.
Third strikeout for Gonzalez, and he's quick to the plate against Isaac Watson, who looks at strike 1. Watson playing at third base. Well, we'll see him a lot this summer. Really strong glove out of Centralia College. Went 0 for 3 yesterday. And he's behind that fastball for strike 2.
Watson from Battleground, Washington, and then at Centralia, kind of the halfway point between Seattle and Portland is the way I like to put it.
22 starts for Centralia last season. Again, really improved his numbers in conference play. And no errors last year at the hot corner. But he swings and misses. Another off speed from Gonzalez. And 2 quick strikeouts here in the bottom of the third.
And Dominic Gonzalez is really working in every pitch he has right now. The off-speed has been working very well. But the fastball is working too. Everything is really firing on all cylinders on the bump for Gonzalez.
And that'll bring up Noah Kung hitting 10-hole at the bottom of the order. as he's way in front of that off speed for strike one. Kung 0 for 1, struck out pinch hitting for Evan Hellner yesterday. Shows bunt, but that's outside for ball one. Had a nice outing on Tuesday against the Blackfins. Got a hit, made some great plays at shortstop as he grounds it to Rios at short. And a nice play from Rios to get out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning once again for Dominic Gonzalez. And we're scoreless going to the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Gonzalez has really been lights out. Guedes Rodriguez and Gonzalez both throwing really good so far, and it looks like Guedes Rodriguez, as we suspected, will come out for the 4th after 3 clean innings, similar to Eli Hurst coming back out for the 4th last night.
Yeah, so Guedes Rodriguez has only allowed 2 walks as his 2 base runners, and as you mentioned, the only way that the Fish Sticks have gotten on is by an error and catcher's interference. So no hits so far tonight. And we've got the kids' fisherman race from right to left field going on here.
I can't say I know what this entails.
This is a new one so far this summer. Well, we'll take a look.
Ready, let's do it. Runners on your mark, get set, go!
Oh, you got to put the fisherman outfit on and then grab the net, maybe catch a fish at some point. Seems like that'd be part of it.
Yeah. A lot of fish catching going on at a Fish Sticks game. Funny to think about. Oh, here we go. He's taking off.
Oh, did he go the wrong way?
Oh, he went the wrong way.
Brutal, that might cost him.
Oh, the finish line is over there in left field. I don't think those fishing outfits fit.
No, I think that's part of the comedy.
An unfortunate outing there for Blackshirt, who did have...
He's got more pants past the feet than on his legs, I think. Maybe those outfits were designed for adults to play the fisherman race.
3-4-5 now due up for the Yaks. Scoreless first 3 innings and 2 web gems coming up, or so far. It's Guedes Rodriguez for the Fish Sticks and Dominic Gonzalez on the mound for the Yaks. Big hack from Desmond. It's fouled off for strike 1.
It's almost like the Yaks are taking a page out of the Fish Sticks book. It's been a lot of big cuts from Utah so far today, and not really any of them turning into base hits.
Again, this is a team that averages north of 9 runs per game through 13 games already this summer. Fish Sticks have played just 4. So that off speed's in there for ball 1. 2 3-game skids as well for both of these teams. Here's a 1-1 coming up to Desmond, who struck out looking back in the first. It's up for ball 2.
Desmond, a pretty big guy in stature for this team. D1 guy down at UL Monroe, so obviously one of the more dangerous hitters in this lineup.
Tall guy listed at 6'3", but has seen a lot of pitches high from Guedes Rodriguez, who's now in danger of letting up his 3rd walk. "24 walks let up by this pitching staff through for 4 games so far. So 6 walks per game is something they'd like to mow down a little bit. And there's another. So the 3rd walk for Guedes Rodriguez brings Emmett Desmond aboard as the leadoff man here in the top of the 4th.
Guedes Rodriguez worked so efficiently in those first 2 innings and now in the 3rd and bleeding over into the leadoff hitter of the 4th. We're starting to see that control fade away.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Raul Zapata.
Looks like it'll bring out Kribbe as well.
Yeah, and I think Santiago Guedes Rodriguez's night is done. He did just give up the walk, but a great outing from Guedes Rodriguez. 6 strikeouts in a scoreless 3 1/3. And we'll see Beckett Turnbow come to the mound in his place.
Turnbow going to be a freshman at New Mexico State. Can also hit, but on the mound. An inning and a third so far this season, gave up a couple earned runs. The velo is great for Turnbow, but the issue for him will be the control. Is he able to pump strikes into the zone? We saw a lot of walks and a few hit batsmen the last time he was on the bump.
Yeah, he actually hit Seattle Blackfin shortstop J.J. Abner in the head. It kind of rattled him a little bit, and he was pulled soon after. But as you said, a lot of velocity on the fastball, but the control is what is the issue. Has allowed 2 earned runs in 1 1/3 so far this season. They'll have to follow up an outstanding outing from Guedes Rodriguez and face the heart of this Yaks order with Emmett Desmond, who just walked standing on first base.
Yeah, and the Yaks are ready to run, just like the Fish Sticks usually are on the bases. Turnbow did struggle holding runners on the base paths on Tuesday up in Edmonds, and the Blackfins really ran rampant in that Tuesday game. Not so much on Friday, but especially on Tuesday.
So it'll be Zapata coming up, and DJ Bachman and Corbin Goal waiting behind him. Still no hits here in the top of the 4th between either side.
You're not going to see a lot of hits off Beckett Turnbow either. It's going to be more walks and maybe some long counts as well. But his velo is so good, it's so tough to get a hit off of him.
There's that fastball, and he whizzes it past Zapata for strike 1.
If he can locate that fastball, he is probably one of the best pitchers this bullpen has to offer.
Zapata grounded out to Tyler Eisenhut at second base back in the 2nd. Played well in just 3 games so far this summer, hitting .308 out of Fort Hays State in Kansas. That's up and away for ball 1.
And there's the other side of the coin. So you get a fastball in the zone, and it's a way late swing for Zapata for strike 1, and then a fastball that misses way high and wide for ball 1.
Desmond, a healthy lead, but stays at first. Count now 2-1.
No action in the Yaks bullpen, so it looks like they will be running with Dominic Gonzalez for the 4th.
5 stolen bases this year for Desmond, standing over at first. And there's another big hack for strike 2.
Man, Zapata's mindset in this at-bat is just take the velocity from Beckett Turnbow and do something with it, because Turnbow's really given him the velocity. He just hasn't been able to get the wood on the ball so far.
Beckett Turnbow's first batter in relief. Desmond stays put, and Zapata behind that fastball for strike 3. And Beckett Turnbow collects his first strikeout in relief.
Nice batter for Beckett Turnbow to get things started. A couple awry fastballs, but more strikes than balls is the exact thing you want to see out of number 27, as he has struggled with the control in his 1 outing. He goes all 5 fastball, and so he's able to work a K.
That'll bring up DJ Bachman. Desmond takes off. Hellner's throw to second, not in time. Desmond will hold up at second base, and that's the 6th stolen bag of the summer.
Yeah, Desmond is just making a living on the base pass, but Turnbow just sticks with the fastball, and Bachman not able to catch up with it. Now with the runner in scoring position, that approach might change. Doesn't really have to try as hard to hold Desmond on second as he did when he was on first.
So a runner in scoring position with 1 out here for Bachman. That one's in there. 4 strike 2.
Still yet to see anything but a fastball from Beckett Turnbow, which is usual for him. Not a lot of off-speed pitches in his arsenal, but, you know, it's really good to see him be able to control it like he has today so far.
0-2 to Bachman. Turnbow delivers an off-speed that's inside for ball 1.
I like the pitch decision there, though. Neither batter has seen it yet, and you're ahead 0-2. You can kind of force a chase. Maybe you wanted that to go more outside. Ran in on the hitter Bachman instead.
Turnbow sat down Zapata last at bat with the strikeout. Looking for another one. And Bachman fouls it back.
Not much of a swing from Bachman, but just the velocity Turnbow has turns any ball into a pretty hard hit ball.
Bachman's been behind on the velocity of Turnbow's fastball. We'll see if he goes back to it. Another 1-2 was on the way, but now Turnbow is going to talk to Helmer, his future teammate at New Mexico State University.
Yeah, this is a fun battery. You know, you've got a couple future Aggies, so it's not the first time we've seen it this season either. Obviously, this is probably on purpose from Coach Kribbe to get these guys acquainted with each other, because this will likely be a thing we see in Las Cruces at some point.
So Desmond just swiped second base for his 6th stolen base of the season. Eisenhut dancing with him a little bit at second to keep him at bay. The Fish Sticks have struggled a little bit with gunning down runners on the base paths. Here's another 1-2, and Bachman just barely gets a piece of that off speed.
He had that timed up as well and just kind of missed it, way out on top of it. Your Turnbow. The fastball has been in there a lot of times. You might as well just stick with it.
Bachman looking to drive in the first run of the night. There's another foul ball. So battling in the count is DJ Bachman.
Great fight from DJ Bachman in this at-bat. Just taking whatever Turnbow gives him and fighting it off. Now it's just a matter of if he can straighten it out at some point.
Another 1-2 on the way, off speed, and another foul ball.
Hot shot over to an area of the park. You know, kids got to be ready, especially when they're on the rails. There is not a lot of real estate between the lines and the dugout here.
The Friar once again packed. Haven't seen any foul balls at the beer garden yet. We'll hope it stays that way.
Don't say that. It's going to happen at some point. Now you said it.
Well, here's the 5th straight 1-2 from Beckett Turnbow. And in the dirt, nicely done by Hellner to keep it in front of him for ball 2.
Bachman has been a tough out, and Turnbow saw a couple of these at-bats against the Blackfins, and he lost a couple batters because he just could not put them away. Let's see how he responds to Bachman here.
2-2, 1 gone in the top of the 4th. Emmett Desmond at second base. Here's the 2-2, up and in. Now a full count.
Great AB from DJ Bachman, regardless of the result here.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Here's the payoff from Turnbow, and it's up and in. And Bachman, what an at-bat to force a walk. He's fired up about it. And now 2 base runners on and 1 out.
Yeah, that is great work from DJ Bachman. 1-2, he fought off, I think it was 3 strikes that would have been strike 3 if he didn't get a bat on him. And then Turnbow just misses 3 times in a row. Maybe knew the scouting report, and that Turnbow tends to struggle with control at times.
The third walk in 1 1/3 this summer for Turnbow. Again, has no trouble with the velocity on his fastball. And now 2 on for Corbin Goal. And he's behind the fastball. Fouls it back for strike 1. Goal struck out back in the 2nd inning. The 4th strikeout through 2 innings for Santiago Guedes Rodriguez, for whom Beckett Turnbow came in with 1 out in this inning. Here's the 0-1 to goal, and a double steal is on. Hellner's all over it, and Desmond is way out at third base. So a crucial second out there, and Hellner gets the job done behind the plate. A nice throw to Watson.
Yeah, Turnbow's velo really created an easy play for Evan Hellner. Also not a great jump out at second base, and it turns into one of the easier caught stealings you're ever going to see for the DubSea Fish Sticks.
We saw the Seattle Blackfins execute that a couple of times, and the Washington A's as well in the season opener. So nicely done by the Fish Sticks. Goal takes a big hack at strike 2, now behind in the count.
You can tell Turnbow's got a little bit of swag now that there's 2 outs and 2 strikes. I'm expecting a big fastball here. It might miss way out, but it might also be the best pitch he's thrown all year.
1-2 count now for Turnbow, looking to get out of the top of the 4th. And there's the fastball, swung on and missed for strike 3. So Turnbow, 2 strikeouts in relief and still scoreless here at the Friar as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Dominic Gonzalez back out for his 4th inning of work, has completely shut down the Fish Sticks through the first way around the order, and now back to the top of the lineup. 1-2-3 due up, and Rylan Gollard will have his 2nd crack at Gonzalez.
Back to the top of the order and back to the starting point for both these squads, 0-0, and I believe we're still looking for the first hit for either side in the bottom of the 4th.
We are. It has been a pitcher's duel. We've seen a couple of walks as Gonzalez fires in ball 1. Gollard flew out to center his first time up, and that catches a piece. So the speedy Rylan Gollard will be on, the leadoff guy in the bottom of the 4th.
I think that caught a piece of everybody. It hit Gollard, then I think it clipped the catcher Cook and got the right hand to the home plate up. He's still wiggling it.
Oof, yeah.
The old trifecta.
How many ways will both of these teams figure out to get on base without getting a hit?
I think we might see every single one before a hit. We've had a walk, we've had a hit batsman, we've had catcher's interference, we've had an error.
We've had an error. I think drop third strike might be the last one.
Is that really the last one we have?
It might be.
Can you imagine?
As Gavin George looks at strike 1. Getting creative here are both these teams. If the bats aren't working, find other ways. And George way in front of that off speed for strike 2.
Gonzalez's slider has been the pitch to beat today for the Fish Sticks. I don't think DubSea has even made contact with it yet.
And Gonzalez quick to the plate, and strike 3 called. Fourth strikeout of the game for Gonzalez in 3 pitches.
That's a nice pitch. That's a fastball down and out. Gavin George can't really do any damage with it.
Right at the knees.
Good frame from Cook behind the plate. And Gonzalez, he's stayed efficient even when he's getting batters on base. You know, he is just working very quickly through this lineup.
Quick pick at first. Almost got Rylan Gollard on that ball to Braden Bartholomew.
Really heads-up play by Cook to even think to throw it over there, and then accurately at that. It's not in time. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, Zapata might have had a point there as Bartholomew swings and misses for strike 1. Again, this off-speed for Gonzalez has been dominant so far.
It really has, and at some point the Fish Sticks have to make the adjustment. It's just like you got to look at that off-speed pitch and not try to kill it.
Gollard, a nice jump, and he'll slide in there safely. He's going to take off for 3. An errant throw from Cook, and that's a big bag as Gollard is on third with 1 out.
A bit of help from the outfield grass, putting it about as far away as it could have been from any fielder, and that's a nice heads-up move by Rylan Gollard, especially in a game where your offense hasn't been able to do much damage, and neither have the Yaks. You know, any run is going to be huge in this game at this point.
Bartholomew trying to get the job done. Here's a pop-up to right field. That might just have enough. Gollard's going to take off for home. The throw at the plate, not in time. And there's the first run of the ball game as Rylan Gollard does well on the base pass, and Bartholomew drives in his team-leading 5th RBI of the season.
Bartholomew might be the best guy I've ever seen at driving in runs without hits. He just knows the situation, knows what to do at all times. He's had a few sac flies. He's laid down a couple sac bunts this year. Just a great situational hitter, and he gets the Fish Sticks on the board.
Well, there we go.
No hits needed.
No hits needed, and we've got a run on the board. And that'll step in Luke Parker. So now we got the sac fly. We just need the sac bunt to get runners across. We try to check off every single check mark there can be
before a hit.
Before a hit. We're not too far off.
No, we're really not.
Here's the 2-1 from Gonzalez. Parker takes a huge hack. This is skied. This might get out of the solar system, and tough play at third base, and Emmett Desmond makes the catch. So maybe battling the sun there. But the third out of the inning, but not before the Fish Sticks tack on a run on a sac fly from Braden Bartholomew.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was going to go into the beer garden harmlessly for the Yaks, then tails back into fair territory. So if Desmond doesn't make that play, that's a base hit for Luke Parker.
Yeah, take another look. So it looks like it was going foul. Desmond suddenly turns back into play. Makes the catch. We saw a play very similar to that yesterday with Riley Sonoy out there and left. There was a ball hitting the exact same spot. The Fish Sticks couldn't get to it, and it actually got down.
In a battle today.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no.
Come on, Crispy. Oh, no. He's losing steam. Oh, man. He's now 1-2.
Oh, that guy's in a Pickles jersey, too.
Oh,
no.
Crispy, a losing record on the season in races in the outfield. Oh, boy.
That can't happen, Crispy. It's all right.
Make him run poles. That's every baseball player's nightmare right there.
We should make the mascot run poles.
After the game.
We get here at 3:45 tomorrow. Crispy is just
he will be
laying down in the warning track.
Yeah. It's gonna be another heater tomorrow as well. Beautiful weather. As Beckett Turnbow preparing for another inning of work. Struck out 2 last inning in relief of Santiago Guedes Rodriguez. And now working with a 1-0 lead. It'll be 7, 8, 9 due up for the Yaks starting with Angel Rios, who struck out looking back in the third. This one towards Noah Kung at short. Throw across the diamond in time, so 1 pitch and 1 out for Turnbow.
And efficient work is exactly what the Fish Sticks need, especially on a day where you used so many pitchers on Tuesday, and then they used 4 yesterday as well, so they're not exactly saving their arms this week. And now Guedes Rodriguez and Turnbow getting some valuable outs.
And I believe this is a pinch hitter.
Yeah, it sure is. Jacob DeVries is going to come in for the Yaks. He was originally in the lineup, then we got a new lineup about 15 minutes later with DeVries outside of it. DeVries going to be a sophomore at Lassen Community College. We talked about the Volcanics a little bit last night.
He looks at that. High and inside for ball 2.
Hayden Pietrus, the Blackman's catcher last night, also a Lassen Volcanic.
So Williams was DHing. He is now replaced by DeVries. That fastball tickles the corner for strike 1.
I have really been impressed with Turnbow. It's almost been night and day, the control, as compared to Tuesday and then today. As it looks like we've got some kids trying to start a tarp soft section to the right of us. Kyle.
Oh boy. It is Little League Appreciation Night. That ball is fouled back. Yeah, down the right field line, here we are. The tarps, it's a little early for tarps off, you might think.
I wouldn't say
or is it?
I'm not sure it's ever too early.
There we go.
I'm not. Yeah, there you go. Great look at it.
We'll see if that grows as the game goes on. Again, we saw 25 Little Leaguers out there doing the first fish. So we'll see what's going on up there as the game progresses. DeVries sends it towards center field. Coming in, and a nice grab by Rylan Gollard.
He made that look easy. That is not that easy of a play, especially with the heavy grass out there. But Gollard, a gracious slide into it. And, you know, Gollard makes that catch in his sleep. So does Gavin George, and really so does Jackson Dulé. It's a great defensive outfield, and they showed off once more tonight.
Again, Gollard exited the game in the second inning last night, diving for a ball. And that, as you said, not a routine play, but 2 quick outs here for Turnbow. As Diverson Villalobos takes a big hack at strike 1. First part of our very own first team all-name so far this summer is Villalobos. He struck out back in the third. And he did not go. So a 1-1 count. Villalobos from Kearns, Utah, an incoming junior for the next season of ball. So he looks at that fastball upstairs. That was about the pitch he struck out on. It was a 2-2 count against Guedes Rodriguez back in the third, and he swung pretty high. And that ended up being the 6th and last strikeout for Guedes Rodriguez.
I like that spot for Turnbow with that fastball down in the low part of the zone. May have missed, but a good miss for 27.
3-1, 2 outs, nobody on for the Yaks. Turnbow delivers, and Villalobos fouls it off.
Look at the hustle from Eli Hurst.
The Vandy commit, not too big for any job around here. Again, a fantastic outing from Hurst yesterday. 8 Ks and 3 1/3 of 1-run work. Here's the payoff from Turnbow, way up and in for ball 4.
Similar pitch that Villalobos struck out on against Guedes Rodriguez, but that one misses. Definitely a little higher, and Villalobos will take his base. Turnbow, a couple walks for him, but he's handled base runners well today.
No hits still for the Yaks. But Villalobos at first with 2 gone. Back to the top of the order with Alex Gutierrez. Villalobos takes off. Great jump. Throw's going to have to be perfect. And Villalobos is in there safely.
Yeah, great jump from Villalobos over there. Hellner's had a good jump on it as well. The throw just misses way right. I like the effort from Kung to try and get Villalobos to go to third with the deke, but a little too smart on that play.
The 3rd stolen base already for the Yaks. It's Gutierrez, oh boy, towards the beer garden. Ooh.
Oh, you just had to say something,
I shouldn't have said something. Redirection off of the light pole as well.
Well, this brings up an interesting question. So you said that about an inning ago, I'd say. If you say something an inning ago and then it happens, did the announcer cause it?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We're a little biased, but no, I agree.
That fastball from Turnbow low. Now a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Turnbow trying to get out of a little bit of trouble and preserve this lead in the top of the 5th. Again, no hits for either squad so far. A walk, a stolen base, an error, and then a sac fly scored Rylan Gollard last inning. And that's in there for strike 2.
Beautiful fastball from Beckett Turnbow. He's had a couple of those now where Hellner will give him a spot in. He won't even have to move his mitt. Turnbow has just been able to locate so much better today.
Villalobos swiped second in scoring position. Gutierrez trying to bring him home. 2-2 in the turf. Nicely done by Hellner. And another 3-2 count.
This is a big pitch, of course. Both these teams doing anything but getting a hit right now. And Turnbow, he's had the control issues and he walked the runner on here. This is a big pitch, not only for the game, but for his composure for the overall outing.
Here's the payoff. Turnbow, fastball just outside for ball 4. So 2 straight walks and now 2 on for Jake Cook.
Second time in a row that Jake Cook has come up with a couple runners on. He flew out to the right fielder, Dulé, in his first chance with ducks on the pond.
Yeah, no argument there from Hellner. That was outside for ball 4. That is the 3rd walk for Turnbow. And Villalobos taking off. Double steal is on, and he's in there safely. Gutierrez actually lagging behind, so he stayed at first. But nice heads-up base running by Villalobos. That's his 2nd stolen base. And now he's at 3rd.
And just a half inning after Rylan Gollard kind of creates a run with his speed, Villalobos is manufacturing a big spot for the Yaks with his own wheels.
4th of the game for the Yaks as Cook fouls it off.
I said it pregame, owning the base pass was going to be a big part of this, and obviously the lone run in this game was Rylan Gollard owning the base pass, and now Villalobos trying to do the same.
1st and 2nd stolen bases of the summer for Villalobos. Off speed as Cook's out in front of it for strike 2.
And Turnbow throws so many fastballs, it's so tough to read when the off speed is coming to home. So Cook is way out in front of it.
Big at bat here. Yaks down a run as Cook lays off that off speed for ball 2.
Great job by Hellner to keep that in front of him. Villalobos obviously a little excited on the base pass right now. He's got 2 steals on this trip around the bases. So he was ready to gun for home.
2-2, 2 on, and 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Turnbow delivers, chopped towards first base. This should be an easy play for Bartholomew, and he gets the out. So there was some trouble there in the latter parts, but Turnbow comes away with a scoreless 5th inning. The Yaks still no runs on the board, and the Fish Sticks leading 1-0.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Just a gorgeous night here at the Friar. The only question marks that are coming from this game, Angus, who's going to get the first hit?
Yeah, definitely something you're not going to see very often. There is a run on the board to the name of the Fish Sticks, but 4.5 innings gone at the Friar, and still nobody in the hit column. And we've seen basically every other way to get on base here, as this crowd has really filled in more than I think we were expecting tonight.
Yeah, 2 sellouts to start the season. Another huge crowd here at the Friar. West Seattle summers are just gorgeous. Another example here tonight. I think they're all asking the same question maybe we're asking, is who is going to get that first hit? As 5, 6, 7 due up for the Fish Sticks, as Jake Daly will take a crack here at Dominic Gonzalez, who has pitched a gem so far.
Not exactly a run that he deserved to go on his stat line, although I think it will go down as an earned run. He hit Gullard with the pitch, put him on base, but after that, 2 steals and a sac fly, so not really anything Gonzalez did wrong.
Daly reached on an error by the third baseman, Emmett Desmond, back in the 2nd. And he chops it right back to Desmond. This is going to be a tough play. Hard throw across the diamond. And now Daly's thinking too. Zapata could not hold on. So there we go. Another reached on air. Just can't get a hit. But Zapata with another error. And now Daly at second.
Desmond might be dreaming about Jake Daly tonight. That's 2 errors by Desmond on Jake Daly batted balls. That one was definitely a tougher play. He had to back up on the high hop on the turf, and then the throw just missed low. Zapata, not able to get a glove on it, and runners in scoring position, but no hits.
Here we go. Jackson Dulé takes a hack at strike 1. He did that exact same thing back in the 2nd and reached on catcher's interference. Again, I think we believe the only way a runner can get on without a hit is by strike or drop third strike. We've seen everything in between.
Short backstop here at the Friar, so might not see that. We almost saw another batter get hit there.
Dulé had a big triple back in the 8th inning in last night's ball game that brought the Fish Sticks within a run after he scored. Low in the zone, and there it is! Our first hit of the ball game, and Dulé is thinking too. And gliding and sliding into second base is Jackson Dulé, another extra base hit. And now 2 in scoring position with nobody out for the Fish Sticks.
And Evan Hellner is due up for the Fish Sticks, one of the top guys you want to see in the box if you're DubSea. Dulé didn't do too much with this, really just a bloop over the head of Zapata over at first. But Dulé's speed proving to be essential once again, and the ball just dying in the outfield grass. Daly didn't get a great read on it, so he stays at third. But with nobody out, a great situation for the Sticks.
Yeah, I would have expected Daly to maybe score there. He was sitting at second base. But Dulé, the first hit for either squad. And now Hellner, a big opportunity to extend the lead. He looks at that one outside. Hellner grounded out to second base in the second. Again, just an incoming freshman, but has played really well for this Fish Sticks squad. And he's out in front of that for strike 2.
Gonzalez going to the pitch that he's leaned on all day. That left to right slider that the Fish Sticks still just haven't gotten a read on yet.
Here's the 1-2. Hellner pops this up to center field. Gutierrez is going to have the play, and Daly taking off, and he'll get in easily. And our second sac fly of the game makes it 2-0 Fish Sticks.
Yeah, Gutierrez just decided to go to third and hold Dulé at second. Not create too much damage on the sac fly there. But yeah, Daly kind of manufacturing runs with his speed as well, and the base paths coming in clutch. Only one hit between these two teams. The Fish Sticks not really needing them right now, because it looks like Alex Amata will come into this game.
Yeah, Tyler Eisenhut's day is done, and Alex Amata will pinch hit in the 8-hole position. So the two guys atop the RBI leaderboards for this Fish Sticks team, Evan Hellner and Braden Bartholomew, have driven in both runs via the sac fly. And that's outside, and ball 1 to Hamada. Hamada, a rough day yesterday, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Drove in the first run of the summer in the season opener on Saturday.
That was a similar situation to where we are right now, too. Runner on second. There were 2 outs when he drove in the run on Saturday, but all he needed was a single up the middle, and it scored the runner.
And 2-0 now to Hamada. Again, after that first hit on his first at-bat, has not gotten a hit since then. Just finished his freshman year at Chaminade in Honolulu. And that's strike 2.
Gonzalez's fastball hasn't really got a lot of swing and misses today, but Hamada just not able to read it as it comes across the plate.
Hit 221 last season at Chaminade. Off speed, gets a piece, and it'll drop down. Dulé being waved around second base, and he'll score standing up. And Alex Hamada, a big grin over there at first. And it's 3-0 Fish Sticks.
Yeah, what do you know? He just goes single up the middle just like he did in the home opener. And it was enough to score Dulé with all kinds of gas coming in from second. Kribbe, without a shadow of a doubt, was sending Dulé the whole way. And the throw doesn't even get to home plate.
So the second RBI of the season, second hit of the season for Hamada. And a 3-run lead with Isaac Watson stepping to the plate. And he'll take ball 1. So now 2 hits here in the bottom of the 5th after no hits through the first 4 frames. Still nobody up in the bullpen for the Yaks. That's inside for ball 2.
You can see Gonzalez starting to maybe lose a little bit of composure here now that the Fish Sticks are starting to see his stuff.
Hamada taking off. Hit and run is on. This one's to center field. And Gutierrez is under it, so Hamada will hustle back to first. And now 2 gone.
Thankfully for the Fish Sticks, Watson hit that ball deep enough where Hamada wasn't in danger of being doubled up. Pretty good charge into it from Isaac Watson. It had some carry behind it, but routine for Gutierrez.
That'll bring up Noah Kung hitting in the 10-hole, which we don't say often. Looking to bunt here with 2 outs. And that goes foul.
Kribbe will never say no to a bunt. I think we've learned this in the season already. Doesn't matter who's up. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Everyone has to be ready to lay down a bunt at any given time.
Hamada takes off again, hit and run on again, and another foul ball.
think we're still yet to see a hit and run really executed well by the Fish Sticks this season. Coon pretty good swing on that pitch given where it ended up out of Gonzalez's hand, but not able to straighten it out.
So Hamada's tried to steal second twice, but stays at first. Ooh, boy. That almost got a piece of Rylan Gollard there. Oof.
Man, Rylan Gollard is just asking, why me? Why me? He had to come out of the game last night, and then he was hit by a pitch in the hip earlier today, and now Coon sends a foul ball right at him. He's just laughing.
Wow. He's all right. That's a pass ball. Hamada will finally steal second base, so another runner in scoring position for Coon.
Not how the Fish Sticks imagined it going, but Hamada does end up at second at some point during this at-bat. Coon, not much pop, so that's a big move from Hamada over to second.
2-2 the count with 2 outs, and Coon stays alive.
Thought we had the drop third strike there for a second.
Almost. Now that we have the hit, drop third strike's the only way. Here we go, another 2-2. Good eye from Coon, and the count fills up.
I think Hamada probably could have gotten a third on that. Jake Cook let it go by once again, and ball obviously just going to keep rolling on the turf.
2 runs already plated in the bottom of the 5th as Coon strikes out swinging. That's the 5th strikeout for Dominic Gonzalez. But the Fish Sticks extend their lead 3 runs to none here at the Friar as we go to the top of the 6th.
A wide array of foods represented in the food race today.
And this is the concessions race. Again, one of the most diverse concessions menu I've ever seen at a major league or at a semi-pro ballpark, and some great options as well.
Yeah, Fresh Catch over by the beer garden, definitely one of the big draws of this park. Joanne does such a good job with the food here.
And here we go. Look at that, the hot dog trying to catch up. I can't tell who the hot dog's trying to catch. Oh no, a stumble. And the hot dog will come away with the victory.
You know, in the spirit of the World Cup starting yesterday, I think it might be worth it to check on the VAR and see if Hot Dog maybe got a trip in on his competitor there. But Hot Dog gets the win regardless.
A great Seattle dog the Friar has, as Hawthorne Moody will now step in for Beckett Turnbow. Moody's been sensational so far this season. Pitched 4 innings. Has not allowed an earned run. Just an .083 batting average against so far through those 4 innings. Been the most reliable reliever for Coach Kribbe this summer. And he's the 3rd pitcher that will see the mound here tonight.
Moody really has been great, and he's been put in some tough situations by Coach Kribbe and the Fish Sticks. So maybe a little bit early for Hawthorne Moody, in my opinion. But nonetheless, the Whitman Blue is in for the 6th.
Yeah, one of the many from Whitman on this team was 4-1 in 13 appearances for Whitman last season. The most dependable arm out of the pen so far through this short season for DubSea, and here in the top of the 6th. As Emmett Desmond takes a look at strike 1, so 3-4-5 due up for the Yaks. The Yaks still hitless tonight. And right on cue, as Desmond slaps that for a single to left field, and there's the first hit of the night.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But, yeah, no, that's a good piece of hitting from Desmond. I mean, low fastball, and he does exactly what he's supposed to with it, just grounds it through the left side of the infield, base hit.
So Desmond, a lot of speed at first. Has 5 stolen bases, is 5 for 5 stealing bags this season. As Zapata steps in and crushes one to deep right center field, and one hops the wall. Off the wall, an awkward bounce there. And charged in. So a good job in right field by Dulé. And that ball was crushed by Zapata. And a double, now 2 in scoring position for the Fish Sticks.
Yaks lineup really seeing Hawthorne Moody early, and that ball, you said it was belted. I thought it might have had a chance to get out of here to the pole in a hurry. But it stays in the park and still no runs on the board, but the Yaks threatening big time.
So 2 quick base runners on against Hawthorne Moody, who's been stellar so far this season. As DJ Bachman takes a look at ball 1. Bachman 0 for 2 so far, 0 for 1. He did walk back in the 4th inning. He kind of just punches that to Bartholomew at first. So runner will score, a close play at the bag, and he's called out. But Bachman will drive in Desmond. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Bit of a miscommunication between Bartholomew and Moody over there at first, but Bartholomew finally takes control and it almost costs Moody an out. Just barely beats him to the bag, and the run scores easily. Yaks on the board.
So Zapata over to third. And Kribbe's going to come out early. So Hawthorne Moody just gets 1 out here in the top of the 6th, and his night will be over. The Yaks with a run. They cut this lead to just 2. And we'll be back after this.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
So 1 gone and a runner on third for the Fish Sticks, protecting a 3-1 lead, and they'll turn to the bullpen once again. It'll be Cole Knupfer for the first time this summer, a skilled left-hander from St. John Bosco High School down there in Bellflower, California.
Yeah, Knupfer going to be a freshman at St. Mary's next spring. Twirled a 3.63 ERA in just over 17 innings and won back-to-back California state titles at St. John Bosco. A long line of alumni in athletics from St. John Bosco, Evan Longoria and Nomar Garcia-Parra, a couple names. And for any Seahawks fans listening, George Halani, Seahawks running back, also an alum.
Look at that. Oh boy, his harps are off. Once again, the crowd is growing a little bit as Knupfer low and inside for ball 1. It's a Corbin goal. And there's ball 2. So Goal has struck out twice so far tonight. A single from Emmett Desmond, a double by Raul Zapata, And then DJ Bachman with an RBI ground out to get the Yaks their first run, to the displeasure of the Tarps Off crowd.
It is really starting to spread like wildfire up in the top couple rows down the third base line here.
So Zapata at third, the tying run at the plate. And trying to rally the troops. And a nice looking off-speed Fool's goal for strike two.
Yeah, Knupfer, the lefty, I think the first lefty the Fish Sticks tossed out there today. So definitely a different look for the Yaks lineup.
And first look at Knupfer this summer in a tough spot. And a nice off-speed is in there for strike three. So quick work of Corbin Goal. That's his third strikeout of the game. And Knupfer now 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, Goal sitting fastball just way ahead of the slider there. Knupfer, a big first out. The second out of the inning, but the first out of his summer.
That makes the defense breathe a little easier with Zapata at third, and that actually hits Angel Rios. So another base runner will be aboard. So first and third with 2 gone in the 6th.
Goes back to the slider that worked so well against Goal, and it just catches the toe of Angel Rios. So now a couple base runners for Jacob DeVries.
DeVries came in and pinch hit for Bauer Williams in the 4th. He flew out to center field. And he takes a look at ball 1. Knupfer on that St. John Bosco team that was ranked 4th nationally and 1st in the state of California. Again, had 3.6 ERA in 17 innings. So that's low for ball 2.
Hasn't been able to locate the fastball quite yet, but he's not missing by much.
Struck out Corbin Goal for the second out of the inning. Trying to get out of a jam here in the 6th. And that's low for ball 3.
It's another close miss from Knupfer. He's kind of just dancing around the zone here, but can't quite find it.
So Rios at first, Zapata at third. Yaks cut the lead to 2 here in this inning, looking to add on. As DeVries takes a 3-0 for strike 1.
Now that Knupfer has seen that fastball go into the zone, yes, it was 3-0, but he's seen it go, so you might see a change. And it's not for a lack of atmosphere.
Here's the 3-1 low for ball 4. So now the bases are juiced in the top of the 6th as Villalobos will step to the plate.
Villalobos has been a tough out, and when he gets on the bases, he is dangerous, but right now he needs to deliver at the plate. Bags are packed with 2 down.
Well, here we go, bases loaded with 2 outs. And Hellner will go and talk to Knupfer. Again, first appearance for Knupfer this summer. 2 high schoolers who just graduated talking on the mound. 2 incredible talents. And 2 D1 talents going to talk to each other. Villalobos walked back in the 5th and then proceeded to steal 2 bases and reached all the way to third base. That's low. A good job by Hellner to keep it in front.
Hellner has really done a good job of that. He's gotten a lot of pitches in the turf today and not really anything he's let turn into bases.
A deep breath from Knupfer, who struck out the first batter he faced this summer. Then hit Angel Rios and walked DeVries to load the bases. And that might have hit Villalobos. And I believe it did. So that'll bring in another run. And the Yaks are within 1.
Yeah, he hits Rios on the front foot and then somehow finds the back foot of Villalobos. As we get another look at this, yeah, it just runs in on Villalobos and catches his right foot. I want to see if it bounced first. That is such a close call. I don't know. That might have bounced first before hitting him.
That's close, but I mean, it definitely hit him in the right foot. And Villalobos will take the bag, so the bases are still loaded. And to the top of the order we go with Alex Gutierrez. 2 walks for Gutierrez in 3 plate appearances. He struck out back in the first. And that's up for ball 1.
Knupfer continues to just miss. I mean, these fastballs are pretty well located. Just can't quite find the zone.
Danger looming for the Fish Sticks, who just extended their lead in the bottom of the 5th. And there's another ball, 2-0. The Yaks entered this inning without a hit and then grabbed 2 to start the inning. And both Desmond and Zapata have scored. And Kribbe's going to come out and talk to Knupfer.
Yeah, smart move by Kribbe. 2 balls away from bringing in the tying run that he hit with 2 outs. So all 3 runners on base to the name of Cole Knupfer with 2 down.
Again, first appearance of the summer for Knupfer. This is a tough spot. Kribbe went away from Hawthorne Moody after just 1 out to try to target a left-on-left matchup between Knupfer and Corbin Gold. That is a matchup that Knupfer did win and struck out Goal, but since then 2 hit by pitches and a walk, which brings in a run. And now a 3-2 ball game. And Knupfer, that'll be the end of his night.
Wow, interesting.
So 2 pitchers already used in the top of the 6. And it'll be another left-hander jogging out.
Looks like they're going to Mizuno here. Mizuno has been one of the guys Kribbe likes to turn to in this situation. Another lefty arm.
Yeah, so he's going to target the left-on-left matchup with Gutierrez mid-count. It's a 2-0 count to Alex Gutierrez with the bases juiced. Mizuno came in yesterday. On the first pitch he threw, Camden Raymond of the Blackfins took it up the middle for an RBI. So Hawthorne Moody started the inning. He got pulled. Knupfer came in with 1 out, got the 2nd out. And now after letting on 3 base runners, he is pulled. And here we go with Mizuno. Stands at just 5'6". For the University of Puget Sound. Again, really well, played really well last year as a sophomore. Did Mizuno, a 2.03 ERA in 12 appearances. That was the best ERA on the team. Not a high strikeout guy, but he does get the job done. Likes to live at or below the knees for the most part.
2 2/3 for Mizuno this season, and he's given up 5 hits and 2 earned, but I wouldn't say he is big on allowing a lot of loud contact. That's a lot of singles that have just turned into runs.
See that long bench for the Fish Sticks, who just had the 3-0 lead after a run in the bottom of the 4th and 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Looked like they were in complete control. And the Yaks have flipped the script here in the top of the 6th. So the bases are still loaded. It's a 2-0 count to Alex Gutierrez. Cole Knupfer was pulled after those 2 balls. Kribbe targeting the left-on-left matchup, and he gets it with Mizuno and Gutierrez. And here we go. This is a tough spot for Mizuno with the bases juiced.
This is about as tough as it gets. You won't see a lot of times where a pitcher will come in the middle of a count, specifically 2-0 when you're behind.
Well, the Tarp Soft crowd has now moved to the fence. And up the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. Gutierrez heading to second. And the Yaks have the lead as Alex Gutierrez delivers.
You can't make this up. Mizuno gave up a single up the middle last night to Camden Raymond on the first pitch he threw, and now today, Alex Gutierrez does the exact same thing with Mizuno's first offering, a really good piece of hitting that gets by the second baseman. And the Yaks all of a sudden are out in front, 4-3.
A 4 spot here in the top of the 6th to take the lead. And the trouble is still looming. Runners on second and third for Jake Cook. He takes a look at ball 1. Not a game from Cook that we're accustomed to seeing. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out to first his last time up in the 5th. That off speed is low for ball 2.
Mizuno's got to find the zone here. Obviously, first pitch giving up a couple runs and giving up the lead. Never what you want to happen, but can't let another base runner on, especially in the heart of the order.
It was Desmond who led off the inning on deck. He singled and scored to kick things off. And that's outside for ball 2. That was ball 2. But Jake Cook way ahead. Here's the 2-0 from Mizuno. Well, and I did have it correct. Well, everyone's confused now. And that was ball 4. I had it correct the first time. And so now the bases are loaded once again after Jake Cook walks and will take first.
And now, yes, the Yaks have taken the lead. But with Desmond up for the second time this inning, we could be looking at the Yaks extending this lead. This has all just been very quick for the Fish Sticks.
One of the D1 guys on this team, and he takes a look at strike 1. After striking out looking in the first, he walked back in the 4th, and then again to start this inning, hit a hard line drive single to left field and ended up scoring. He was thinking about doing the same thing there. Takes a hack at an off speed.
I think the shock factor of the Yaks being in the lead 4-3 right now, they didn't even have a hit coming into this inning, and now we're looking at a brand new ball game and Desmond in a position to do some damage.
Here's the 0-2. Wow. That looked like it was in there, but a 1-2 count.
Man, I'm going to be honest, I don't know where that missed. Mizuno placed that really nicely, and you can see Hellner kind of hesitate. He thought that was strike 3.
Yeah, that would have gotten Mizuno out of the jam. Here we go. And Desmond strikes out swinging. But a 4 spot in the top of the 6th for the Yaks, who regain the lead 4-3. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough. Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric, Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
And after a really quiet start to the game between the Yaks and the Fish Sticks, the offense has picked up, and the Yaks with a 4-3 lead here as we enter the bottom of the 6th. Dominic Gonzalez still out there on the mound for his 6th inning of work as the starter for the Yaks. And after 3 scoreless innings, let up a run in the bottom of the 4th, or 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. And now back to the top of the order for the 3rd time as Rylan Gollard steps to the plate.
This is an interesting choice to leave Gonzalez in. Like you said, 3rd time around the order for the Fish Sticks. So Rylan Gollard, Gavin George, and the rest of the crew have gotten 2 good looks at Gonzalez. And there is some movement in the Yaks bullpen starting to commence. But Gonzalez still out there for the 6th. You got to think this was the plan for him to go 6 innings.
Well, that almost hit Gollard for the 2nd time tonight. Gollard was hit by a pitch back in the 4th and ended up scoring on a sac fly by Braden Bartholomew. And this is ripped into the left center field gap, going back and off the wall. Gollard will stride into second base, and a leadoff double for the Fish Sticks veteran.
Man, Rylan Gollard has such a good bat. It didn't seem like clean contact off the barrel when Gollard made contact with that ball, but just some serious carry, maybe wind assisted. That's the exact direction the wind is blowing right now out in the outfield. But Gollard, I mean, a lot of tools on number 20, and he shows off the bat once again.
And Gavin George now another opportunity for an RBI, and he looks at strike 1. This one, some awkward contact towards short. Rios got to the ball, but George's speed was just too much. Boy, that ball was, I'm not even sure what happened off the bat. Rios kind of misjudged it a little bit. We take another look.
Very much in on the hands off the bat of Gavin George, and it almost had like backspin. It was a tough read for Desmond over at third, which left Rios no choice but to just charge it and make the throw. The throw never had a chance. And the Fish Sticks looking to get that lead right back.
Bartholomew stepping to the plate. Again, had that sac fly that drove in Gollard to open up the scoring back in the 4th. Team leading 5th RBI of the year. And this is a hit and run scenario executed perfectly. Rios, another long throw, and is safe at first base. Zapata couldn't apply the tag, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Fish Sticks finally able to execute a hit and run, and who else but the situational king himself, Fuego, Braden Bartholomew. The throw from Rios was just not that good, and yeah, the tag never gets on Bartholomew. Bases chucked, nobody out, and Luke Parker now in the box.
2 tough plays in a row for Rios and a lot of power for Parker. And he looks at that one. That touches the corner for strike 1. And Parker blasted a home run that went foul in the season opener. And chops one foul.
Parker has had some really good contact on a lot of balls this year. They just haven't gotten down. And behind 0-2, but this would be a big spot for Parker to finally break the unlucky streak he's kind of been on recently.
And here's the 0-2. Gonzalez delivers, hit hard towards Rios. The diving stop, another long throw is not in time. Gollard will score, and the bases stay juiced as the Fish Sticks tie things up.
I thought Luke Parker was going to get unlucky once again there. Rios with an absolutely mental dive to keep that in the infield, and then the throw almost beats Parker to first. But it'll go down as a single. Fish Sticks just going station to station right now. We are all tied up at 4.
So Gollard scores for the second time as Daly steps to the plate, takes a look at strike one. Rios, 3 straight balls hit to him. And Daly off balance for strike two.
Yeah, Gonzalez just fooled him with the off-speed there. It started right at Daly, and then when it started curving into the zone, Daly just had no choice but to get a swing on somewhere.
Here's the 1-1 off the helmet of Cook behind the plate, but Gavin George didn't really get a great jump.
Yeah, obviously the short backstop here at the Friar, but Jay Cook wasn't able to locate that ball, kept the mask on a little too long probably. George thought Cook had eyes on it and stays at third. Probably could have scored with a good jump there.
So George on third, Bartholomew on second, and Luke Parker, who just drove in a run, is at first. Here's the 2-1, and it smacks him in the shoulder. And Daly will get another run in as he takes the pitch, and now the Fish Sticks have the lead.
If you watch the first 4 innings of this game, that's a pretty fitting way for the Fish Sticks to get the lead back. They've been doing it by any means necessary before the 6th inning. Daly really took it like a champ. Can't ask for any other way for Daly to do that. Just stands in, gets beanballed. Now Gonzalez, they don't take him out instantly. Are they going to leave him in here?
Yeah, I think it's giving the bullpen a little bit of time to work, which it is up and moving now.
But man, 5 batters, no outs. You almost think you got to use up your warm-up pitches on the mound in this situation, but no, they're going to stick with Gonzalez.
So I'll bring up Jackson Dulé. The first 5 batters of the inning have reached. 2 runs are in. The Fish Sticks have retaken the lead, and there's still no outs, and the bases are loaded. And the sun's starting to set a little bit here at Mel Olson Stadium. And that one almost hit Dulé again. That's in there for ball 1.
I think if Dulé doesn't move that front arm, it might catch a piece of his elbow.
Dulé doubled back in the 5th and put up the 2nd run. Takes a hack. Now a 1-1 count. Really coming into his own now is Jackson Dulé after a tough start to the season. Had a triple last night and a double and a run in the last inning. Here's the 1-1, and Dulé whiffs at strike 2.
There's that Gonzalez slider that worked so well in the first 4 innings of this game. And if Gonzalez is able to get a strikeout of Dulé here, that's a big out to kind of limit the damage, keep the lid on this inning.
Here's the 1-2, and Dulé whiffs at strike 3. That's the 6th strikeout of the game for Gonzalez, and that's a big one here in the 6th.
Well, now Evan Hellner will step in, and in situations like this, Evan Hellner has really been the best hitter the Fish Sticks have had with runners in scoring position this season, maybe period.
As that's outside to ball 1-2, perhaps the most dangerous hitter so far through 4 games in Evan Hellner. Hellner a sac fly. Last inning in the 5th to drive in his 5th run of the season. Now 1-1 count.
Hellner, a pretty selective hitter. He'll wait until he gets his.
Bases still loaded with 1 gone. That off-speed out and away for ball 2.
That strong discipline has kind of vaulted the good numbers to the start of the year for Hellner.
Hellner blasted a 3-run home run on Tuesday against the Blackfins. Takes a big hack, but fouls it off. Now a 2-2 count.
He's looking for his pitch just like he always does, and right there he got it. Gonzalez, the slider loops right back in over the heart of the plate. Hellner just misses it under.
So 2-2 now to Evan Hellner. Cook can't find it. Bartholomew couldn't get a read at third base, and he'll stay put. So now the Count is full, bases loaded, and 1 out. Fish Sticks looking to inflict more damage.
I think with 2 outs, you want Bartholomew to go there. But with 1 out, not the worst thing in the world that he sticks around at third.
Here's the payoff, and a good eye by Evan Hellner. And he walks in another run as Bartholomew will come across. And now a 6-4 lead for the Fish Sticks.
And the calculated risk of Bartholomew going home, which he definitely thought about going home on that ball that got by Jake Cook, pays off as Evan Hellner, the discipline once again. And the Fish Sticks respond to the Yaks 4 in the top half with 3 of their own. With only 1 down in the bottom half.
Bases still loaded as Hamada lays down a bunt, and this is a beauty. Desmond can only watch, and look at that. Right on the line as Alex Hamada drives in another run. And now a 7-4 lead for the Fish Sticks.
This might be the happiest Elliot Kribbe has been all season. That is just a perfect bunt. You could not pick the ball up and place it in a better spot for that bunt to end up. Alex Hamada.
And a great jump by Parker as well. He was going to be safe by a mile. I mean, it does not get better than that.
That was remote control. That was rolling on the line for a bit there.
That'll be the end of Dom Gonzalez's night. For the most part, was going well before 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, and the Fish Sticks aren't done yet. It looks like a right-hander will come in for the Yaks, and in a big spot.
Dominic Gonzalez, they kind of left him out for the Wolves, especially in the 6th inning, but those first 4 innings of work were really good for him.
It'll be Brady Jackson, a local kid from Seattle. Is going to be attending Edmonds College here in the area. And a big spot for the young kid here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Brady Jackson, a righty, he's going to be going to Edmonds. You'd think he'd be on the Blackfins roster. They've got all the Edmonds and Shoreline guys you can think of, but some velo for the Seattle kid. And the first outing for Brady Jackson as a member of the Utah Yaks. So the first look anyone will have of him this season.
Yeah, Jackson also does hit, a speedy guy in the field. But again, attending Edmonds College, a lot of guys in the PIL will be joining him next year as well. But the bases are loaded, just 1 gone. And 4 runs already in for the Sticks.
Isaac Watson is going to come up for the Fish Sticks. Watson,
nope.
I stand corrected. It'll be Vaughn Lowe. First we've seen of Lowe in a couple games. He played on Tuesday up in Edmonds. But Lowe, still looking for his first hit of the season, 0 for 6. Hit .301 at Tacoma Community College.
So Lowe pinch hitting for Isaac Watson. As you said, Angus, hitless so far in 8 plate appearances. Still 1 out. And this one's up the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit. Daly will score. Hellner will score. And 2 more on the scoreboard for the Fish Sticks. Vaughn Lowe, what a way to get your first hit of the summer.
Yeah, and you've almost forgotten about a tough pitching inning in the top half of the inning because the Fish Sticks have hung 6 in the bottom half of the 6th. And still in business, Vaughn Lowe, the first pitch he sees, and he hit that pretty hard. It bounces right off the mound and into center field. Hellner, sneaky speed over at second. And, catchers can run too, don't forget it.
Fish Sticks aren't done just yet. Noah Kung steps to the plate. 6 runs in the 6th. for the Fish Sticks, a 9-4 lead. Coon, a big hack, fouls it off. Coon 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to short back in the third and struck out last inning, which feels like forever ago, back in the fifth. And that gets past Cook. Not a great read from Hamada. He'll stay put at second.
I think that's the third instance this inning where the ball is gotten by Cook, and the Fish Sticks might have had a base. That time it was third instead of home, but every instance the runner has ended up scoring.
So 2-1 now from Brady Jackson and Noah Coon. And that's low.
Yeah, Jackson's got the velo, but the control not exactly there against Noah Coon so far.
So now it's 2-1. All 9 runs for the Fish Sticks in the last 3 innings. And there's ball 4. And once again, the bases are loaded.
And Rylan Gullard will come back up for the second time this inning. He got the party started with a double about 4 hours ago, I think.
This might be the longest inning I have ever been a part of. There was 2 pitching changes in the top of the 6th and 4 runs by the Yaks. Now a 6th spot here. And Gullard looks at strike 1.
This inning isn't over either. The Fish Sticks are back to the top of the lineup card with only 1 down.
Gullard got the party started, as you mentioned, with that double. And high and inside for ball 1.
Gullard's such a disciplined hitter. It's kind of a tough matchup for Brady Jackson after a base hit followed by a walk.
Here's the 1-1. That's low, nicely done by Cook to save a run.
Hamada was ready to go over there too. He was probably about 15 feet past the bag.
Gullard homered in the season opener. And this is chopped over the third baseman's head. And that'll be extra bases again for Rylan Gullard. 2 are already in. Noah Coon hustling home and no throw. Rylan Gullard clears the bases. And it's a 9 spot in the bottom of the 6th.
What an inning for Rylan Gullard. 2 doubles. And they score 3 runs on the second double. That's just perfectly placed. He chops it over the head of Desmond, and the ball just sits and almost goes to sleep in that comfy grass down the left field line. All kinds of speed with Noah Coon at first, and 3 runs score.
Yeah, this one just chopped. Desmond had no chance. Gavin George thinking about more. There can never be enough.
George has gotten a little excited on that swing after just a hit parade for the Fish Sticks in the bottom half of the 6th, and that top half almost feels like an afterthought at this point.
12-4, the Fish Sticks lead. And that's up and in. "13 combined runs in the 6th inning here at the Friar."
Not even the most runs in one inning between 2 teams in baseball today. The Astros and Royals scored 14 runs in the first inning. It was 9-5 Astros after 1 at Kauffman Stadium. So Fish Sticks and Yaks gunning for the title.
Just 1 run away. Gavin George has been thinking about it. And That got a piece. So a free base for George, who's on for the 2nd time this inning. And the avalanche continues from the Fish Sticks.
And I promise you, for Kribbe and everyone involved with the Fish Sticks after the struggles at the plate, this is a welcome sight. A 9 spot is exactly what they needed. You know, it's exactly what every baseball team needs in every game. A 9 spot in an inning will work.
Bartholomew up for the second time in the 6. And this one's chopped towards Desmond. This is going to be a tough play. Bartholomew speeding towards first, and he is out. So finally the second out of the inning, but still 2 runners in scoring position.
With how high that ball bounced off the turf, I thought Bartholomew might reach on an infield hit over to the third baseman for the second time this inning. That ball was sky high, but a nice play by Desmond.
And Luke Parker lets that go by for strike 1. Parker started the scoring with an RBI infield single, which feels like forever ago. That's low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 count. This is the 12th batter of the bottom of the 6th for DubSea. Here's the 1-1, and Parker was thinking maybe a little bit out of orbit on that swing.
Yeah, that ball maybe would have landed on I-5 if he got a bat on it.
Parker thinking about it again, and the Yaks are finally out of the inning. But 9 runs put on in the bottom of the 6th. A 12-4 lead for the Fish Sticks, and they have full control of this one.
As the thumbtack race goes on in left field, it just makes you wonder how long have those people been ready to do the thumbtack race.
This might be the most anticipated thumbtack race of all time.
Yeah. Quick shout out to the Missoula Paddleheads. When I worked there, I did some event promotions, and we would have people 6 outs before their event was scheduled. So I want you to think about 6 outs ago and where we were. This was a 3-0 ball game. The Fish Sticks and Yaks had combined for maybe 3 hits at that point, and now we're looking at a 12-4 Fish Sticks lead and more hits than I can count.
No hits going into the 5th inning of this game. Seems like a lifetime ago. As Ryder Peterson is stepping up to pitch, but the thumbtack race still going on. I mean, these guys, as you said, have been waiting for a while.
And it shows, too. I think this is probably the slowest thumbtack race start we've had.
Yeah. Well, they're not
especially
they're
for
not
the white
up.
team.
And here we go. Plumbers and painters is the race today.
It's interesting. Usually they just go white-gray and they kind of mix it up a bit. Maybe they've run the numbers. This is the most even formula we've got.
It looks like the Plumbers are well ahead.
Oh, no. Oh, that just... no.
That might be illegal, but...
Oh, they did. Yeah, they called it. Wow.
Well...
I mean, their legs probably felt like jelly at some point after that inning. 13 combined runs between the two sides.
And that will bring in Ryder Peterson coming in for relief. Peterson just 1 1/3 innings so far for the Fish Sticks this summer. 2 walks, no earned. Does have a strikeout.
You mentioned he has a strikeout, but kind of like Jaden Mizuno, it's not a guy that's going to be looking to blow you away with speed. Kind of built like Jaden Mizuno as well, not the biggest guy in stature, listed at 5'8", 160.
So Peterson, another guy from Whitman, a D3 in Walla Walla. Made 10 appearances in relief for Whitman last season as a freshman. Zings that in there for ball 1 to Raul Zapata, who has waited a long time to step into the batter's box.
His last at-bat, by some miracle, came just 1 inning ago in the 6th. He crushed a double down the first base line.
Count now 1-1 here at the top of the 7th. As you mentioned, Zapata, deep double that hit off the Zeke's Pizza advertisement there in right field, just a couple of feet away from a homer. He did eventually come around to score as a part of that 4 spot in the top of the 6. Now a 2-1 count. So Peterson, the 5th arm we've already seen for the Fish Sticks. That's in there for strike 2. Guedes Rodriguez, in what seems like a lifetime ago, had a great outing. Had 6 strikeouts through 3 1/3. And it was Hawthorne Moody who came in the 4th, followed by Cole Knupfer. And then Jaden Mizuno. And that was in the top of the 6th, excuse me. So Kribbe was playing chess a little bit with 3 pitchers. The Yaks responded with 4 runs. So Peterson, the 5th arm.
Yeah, this is a lifetime ago, like you said, but Guedes Rodriguez was great in the starting role today.
And that just misses for ball 4, so Zapata is aboard.
Scoreboard may read 12-4, but this is a Yaks team that has put up 10+ in 6 of its 13 games this year. So obviously an offense that can get hot in a hurry.
I'll bring up DJ Bachman hitting 5-hole today. 0 for 2, did walk back in the 4th. Takes a big cut at strike 1.
And that's how Ryder Peterson is going to beat you, with smart pitches and well-located pitches, not just going to blow you away with a fastball.
Looking at Zapata at first, and delivers strike 2.
Not much to lose for the Yaks anymore, down 8 in the late stages of this one. Do you think about maybe sending Zapata at some point in this inning?
The Yaks have been active. They have 4 stolen bases tonight. Zapata stays put, and that's ball 1.
It's a pattern for the Yaks. They came into this one succeeding on 89% of their stolen base attempts, and 4 for 4 today. 4 for 5, excuse me. There was 1 runner gunned down at 3rd, but still a great clip.
No stolen bases for Zapata this year. One of the rarities on this team. Still 1-2 count to DJ Bachman.
Appreciate the hustle from Corbin Goal on the on-deck. Circle ball was bouncing back into the field play. Goal has not had his best game. And also, it seems like we haven't mentioned Corbin Goal's name in weeks.
And here's the 1-2 off-speed way out. Good job by Hellner to kind of Jordan that ball and keep it in front.
He is really good at that. If anything, I mean, there's been quite a few of those. There were quite a few of those on Tuesday last time he was behind the plate, and you know, he is good at just having those quick hands and getting a mid out to any ball.
Here's the 2-2, fouled off.
Bachman has been a really tough out today. Worked a 10-pitch walk on Beckett Turnbow. Now, sitting at 2-2. I think this will be the 7th pitch of the AB.
So Zapata walked. He's at first. Nobody gone in the top of the 7th. Peterson delivers, fouled straight back once again. Another deep count for Bachman.
Bachman, an interesting anomaly because, yes, he's working these deep counts, but he's also taking big hacks while he does it. Usually when you see these guys that are able to just get a bat on anything, they're not taking huge swings at the ball.
2-2, another off speed that got away from Peterson, now full count. The sun has almost set. The lights are starting to come on here at the Friar. It seems like maybe at the end of the 5th inning, we still had a lot of sunlight, but after 13 combined runs from both these teams, the sun is starting to go down. And that's off the plate for ball 4.
Can't say enough about DJ Bachman at the plate today. 2 very deep counts that turned into trips around the bases. Not a hit to his name today, but still a really good performance at the plate, especially in his last 2 appearances.
And that'll bring up Corbin Goal, now 2 on with nobody out. And you mentioned it, Angus, a tough day for Goal at the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He thinking bunt, and it dribbles off himself for a foul ball.
That was a close call for Corbin Goal. If that were to hit him outside of the batter's box, he would be out and the runners would have to return to second and first. So definitely a close call. But the home plate ump rules that he was in the box on that touchdown. Now he moves to the back of the box, can't expect a bunt.
Still nobody out, 2 runners on for Goal. He thought about turning on it, but lets that fastball go for strike 2.
Ryder Peterson has done a good job of getting ahead in counts, but lost both of the first 2 batters he faced.
Here's the 0-2. Goal turns on that off speed. And coming in is Rylan Gollard. He misread it at first, but he makes the catch for out number 1.
I gotta say, we've gone out there a couple times. It's probably really hard to pick up speed with how deep that grass is. So a misread could be deadly for maybe an error or a hit to get down. So credit to Gollard for instantly realizing, and then, yeah, he turns on the jets, and he needed every single step to get to that ball.
Yeah, he couldn't see it there on the replay, but took a couple of steps back before charging forward. And that'll bring up Angel Rios. Big swing from Rios for strike 1.
In this situation, you're down 8 in the top of the 7th inning. You're probably going to be seeing a lot of big swings from the Yaks. It's going to take a couple big swings to get back in shouting distance here.
Rios was hit by a pitch last inning and was one of the 4 runners that scored. And that's in there for strike 2. Peterson quickly ahead 0-2. Count now to Rios. 2 runners still on. And that off speed in there and called strike 3. So the first strikeout in relief here for Peterson, and now 2 down.
I love that pitch for Ryder Peterson. He goes ahead 0-2. I think it's the 3rd straight batter that he goes out in front 0-2, and he went fastball and missed pretty wildly to both of the first 2 batters. So he takes some gas off it, goes with the off speed, and just curls right in for strike 3.
That'll bring up Jacob DeVries for the 3rd time tonight. In there for strike 1. DeVries came in for Bauer Williams in the top of the 5th, has had at-bats in the 5th, 6th, and now 7th. And he fouls it back. Peterson again ahead 0-2.
Yeah, he's pumping the zone. You know, he did lose the first 2 batters, but not before getting ahead on them. And DJ Bachman, of course, it took a bunch of pitches for Bachman to get on base.
Oh, 0-2 count, 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. And Peterson strikes him out. 2 straight strikeouts to end the inning. And the Fish Sticks holding a comfortable 12-4 lead here at the Friar. To the stretch we go.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric, Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
7th inning stretch here at the Friar. Fans jumping around. A 12-4 lead for the Fish Sticks after a 9-run bottom of the 6th. Fish Sticks up to the plate once again. Again, no offense through the first 4-ish innings of this ball game. And then Angus, everything turned in that 6th.
Yeah, it sure did. It started with the Yaks starting to move some runners around. It took 3 pitchers for the Fish Sticks in the 6th, but a couple pitching changes, including one in the middle of the count. And then the Fish Sticks made everyone at the Friar forget about that with a 9 spot in the bottom of the 6th, and it wasn't with a bunch of power. They went station to station the whole way through, highlighted by a 3-run double by Rylan Gullard.
As you said, as this is ripped down the left field line, and Jake Daly has another base hit. Nicely done by Villalobos to cut off extra bases, and Jake Daly is aboard.
I've really liked what I've seen from Jake Daly so far in his tenure with the Fish Sticks. Only 2 games at DubSea, as it looks like Riley Sonoy is going to run for Daly over at first, but he's put some charges into balls, and obviously, the hitting struggles were there, as Rodrigo Montano, who we know usually as a pitcher, is going to get his 2nd at-bat of the year.
So Coach Kribbe going to the bench now with a comfortable 8-1 lead, or 8-run lead, excuse me. Again, as you mentioned, Montano's 2nd at-bat of the summer, walked in his only plate appearance. So a couple of changes as Montano takes a look at strike 1 and Sonoy at first. Montano just finished up his senior year at Eastlake High School, where Fish Sticks head coach Elliot Kribbe coached at. That's up and away.
Montano, one of the collection of guys that are going to play at Colorado School of Mines next year out in Golden.
And there's strike 2. Again, known for his pitching, a 1.92 ERA across 9 appearances last season at Eastlake, where he was a 3-year starter on varsity. Kind of slaps that foul to stay alive.
Really good battle for Montano there. Jackson curls a pitch into the zone. Montano was able to notice that pitch was going to be strike 3 and just kind of get a bat out and stay alive.
Brady Jackson got hit a lot last inning in relief. Back out there for another inning of work. So Sonoy on first, pinch running for Jake Daly, who had a leadoff single. And that's in there for ball 2.
Our scoreboard has not been the most accurate tonight. I think the count's full.
That is correct. The count is full. Here we go. Full count. And Montano slaps this towards left field, and it'll get down and past Villalobos, and that'll be a double for Montano, and more base runners in scoring position for the Fish Sticks.
It just has not been a good day at the office for Brady Jackson. He'll get into deep counts. He'll throw the first pitch. It doesn't really matter. The Fish Sticks are just seeing the ball out of his hand right now. Montano, no different right there. Just pokes one into left field. Villalobos, a good effort, but almost you wanted to stay on his feet there so he can keep it in front of him.
And here comes Hellner. He's got a lot of juice. We saw it on Tuesday with the home run that pretty easily cleared a 370 mark up at Edmonds College on Tuesday. There's a big rip at an off speed. Hellner walked in a run last inning. Did also come around to score. It felt like everyone came around to score with 9 runs put up in the bottom of the 6th. This is slapped up the middle. It'll score a run. Rios to first base to get Hellner. But Hellner's 3rd RBI of the game and a 13-4 lead.
Rios has made some nice plays over at short. That was set to be a tough play. Obviously, Hellner, not the speediest guy on the roster. Rios comes across, calls off his second baseman and makes the play, but a run scores nonetheless, and the Fish Sticks keep extending this lead. 10 unanswered now.
Here's Alex Hamada. Pinch hit for Tyler Eisenhut. Had a 2-run single last inning. Swings through strike 1. Just his 2nd hit of the summer, but it scored Jake Daly and Luke Parker. That's in there for strike 2.
Mata, 2 hits on the season. They look like the exact same hit, and they both brought in a run. And a single up the middle would do just that right here, make it a 10-run lead.
The 0-2 count with 1 out. Montano over at third. Took a look at that one way outside. Now 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 again outside. 2-2 for Hamada. His 2nd and 3rd RBIs of the summer coming last inning. 2 singles up the middle here at the Friar, almost identical to each other. And he swings and whiffs at strike 3. So Jackson gets the 2nd out of the inning.
I think that was our first chance to drop third strike today, maybe our 2nd. And if you haven't been with us for the broadcast, the only way to get on first base that we are waiting on in this game is the drop third strike, the elusive drop third strike.
Well, talk about a complete flip of the script. We were debating that in the 4th inning about, okay, who's going to get the first hit? And now, 16 runs later, here we are, 13-4. There was 1 run in at that point via the sac fly, a couple stolen bases. And then everything switched in the 6th inning as Von Lowe takes a hack at strike 1. That's in there for strike 2. Lowe pinch hit for Isaac Watson. Took the first pitch he saw again up the middle and scored 2. That was his first hit of the summer. That's kind of what ignited the Fish Sticks offense to keep going in the 6th, and that really put the game out of reach.
It sure did, and the Yaks obviously explosive offense, but 9 runs, maybe 10 with a base hit here. It's just a lot to make up.
It's up and away. Montano taking off, and a bad bounce off of the backstop. A short one here at the Friar, and Montano is out. Another run tacked on in the bottom of the 7th, and a 13-4 lead for the Fish Sticks going into the 8th.
So we take a look over at the ice chest, known dearly to the broadcast as the beer garden. It is really cleared out. I mean, the 6th inning took a pretty big chunk of time tonight, and it's starting to really sparsen up here at the Friar.
And here we go. It's the reel him in at the ice chest.
Oh, tangled line. The worst feeling you could ever have.
You are a more experienced fisherman than I am.
I sure am.
And I have virtually none.
Yeah, I think we could find an 8-year-old here that might be more experienced fisherman than you are.
I'm sorry if that comes as an insult to the Fish Sticks. But look at that. Nicely done.
Out of all the games that I've seen at the stadium, I think that's the one I have the best chance of.
Yeah.
I like my chances on that one. I'll be honest.
From Billings, Montana, you think you know how to work your way around a line there?
Don't give me Billings, man. I'm not from Billings. Come on. We've been over there.
A beautiful place, Billings, Montana.
Sure is.
A very slept-on state, I would say.
Yeah. Don't come, though. We don't want you. Looks like they're going to go to Nathan Burke here. Burke, definitely one of the more interesting arms in this bullpen. Hasn't got off to an ideal start this season, but, you know, that sidearm angle is enough for him to have a pretty consistent role in this bullpen, and he'll come in a pretty low leverage spot to maybe get some confidence back.
The only sidearm that the Fish Sticks have, again, he came in the season opener. We told the story. He got cut 2 years in a row as a pitcher, decided to go to the sidearm as a last gasp, and it worked perfectly. Played at Olympic College last season, held opponents to a .221 batting average over 19 innings. But the one thing he does struggle with is a little bit of that control. As Villalobos grounds this to Noah Kung at short. Nice easy play for an easy out number one.
Hey, you'll take those if you're Nathan Burke. Obviously, this game is out of reach. You're just looking for nice outs out of your bullpen arm.
Back to the top of the order with Alex Gutierrez. Been a tough out tonight. 2 walks and a single for Gutierrez. Takes a whiff at strike one.
Pretty big hit in the 6th that brought in a couple runs that has just been overshadowed by, you put it perfectly, the avalanche of runs that the Fish Sticks have answered with.
As this one's popped up. Parker and Kung will battle for it. Oh boy, oh, and a miscommunication. And that'll let Gutierrez on for the 4th time. That'll be one that Kribbe will want to talk to them about. That was pretty routine.
If there's any redemption to that play, it's a 13-4 game and not a close game, obviously. Yeah, that just can't happen, and you could tell not enough communication between Kung at short and Parker at third.
That'll bring up Jake Cook. And that was something that, as this is grounded to short, double play ball, and this inning is over. So a nice recovery from Noah Kung after that mistake between him and Luke Parker. And to the bottom of the 8th we go. Fish Sticks holding a pretty comfortable lead here at the Friar.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Crispy.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
A 13-4 lead here as we go into the bottom of the 8th at Mel Olson Stadium. A new pitcher now for the Yaks. It will be Bauer Williams, who actually started this game at the plate, but was replaced early, and now he's on the mound.
Yeah, listed as a two-way for this Utah Yaks team. Originally not in the lineup to start this game, but was replaced after one plate appearance, worked a walk, and now he'll come in as the cleanup crew in what is basically all cosmetic at this point.
So Von Lowe will step to the box again.
Oh, we've got a ball trying to hide in the outfield grass.
It looks like someone was actually hanging on the fence there.
Oh, wow.
In center field.
Well, there is. Do you see what I'm talking about? In shallow left, doesn't that look like a ball?
It does actually look like a ball. It could be a prop, but I think the umpire was pointing at someone who had themselves propped up there in the center field wall.
It's this game as if this one wasn't off the rails already. That's exactly what we needed, I think.
As Lowe pops this out of the Milky Way galaxy, and wow. Desmond almost had some room. That is a weird area of the ballpark there between the fence and the beer garden.
Yeah, 13-4 in the 8th. You might as well just try stuff. And we're really getting a look at all corners of this park. We check the sturdiness of the fence. We check the stability of the nets over in front of the beer garden. That's just like, that's like OSHA coming in and checking the net, basically. So, we're very safe around here.
There's a lot to experience. Here we go, down the left field line. It's going to be a long throw, and he got him.
Yeah, no, he was safe. Obviously, we've got a 9-run game in the 8th.
Wow.
Maybe we're just trying to expedite the process tonight, but.
Take another look at this. Desmond was busy that at-bat. Had to just gun it to first. And, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's safe.
He was safe, but Von Lowe had a great at-bat in the 6th. 2 RBI singles, so nothing to frown upon for Von Lowe. But he is the first out of the inning. As Noah Kuhn steps to the plate. As Elliot Kribbe with some hands. He was a pitcher, but there we go. Kuhn walked in a run back in the 6th inning, probably the longest inning I've ever been a part of, with those 13 runs, and he looks at strike 3. So nice pitch from Bauer Williams, the two-way player, and a quick 2 outs.
Looks like we'll get a look at Cade Galen tonight, replacing Rylan Gillard. And, Gillard came out of the game last night, but how about the day he had?
Yeah, had a 3-run double to put a punctuation mark on the top of the bottom of the 6th. Actually had 2 doubles that inning, scored twice, had 3 RBIs. That's a heck of a game right there, and he did it in 1 inning. So his night is done. Much deserved rest. And the Portland pilot, Cade Galen, will step in. And a 2-1 count. Galen, one of the speediest guys on the team, wasn't able to play last year for Portland. Went to Central Catholic in Portland. He waves at strike 2. Former teammates with Gonzaga commit Jacob Rolling, who we have not seen so far this summer, who hit .574 last year, did Rolling, dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury. So he'll be in the lineup soon, but a huge talent still waiting to come in for the Fish Sticks.
Yeah, .574 in the Metro League. That's just conference play in Oregon high school ball, as Galen fouls one off, but Rolling dealing with some ankle issues. And he's going to be a nice stimulus to this lineup once he's healthy.
So a couple Central Catholic guys here at the Fish Sticks, and Galen takes a look at ball 4.
Looks like Kribbe's just trying to get as many guys in as possible. Looks like Noah Benedict will hit for Gavin George.
So more speed here with Noah Benedict. Again, Kribbe, as you said, unleashing the bench here. Again, a deep roster for the Fish Sticks that still trying to iron out a little bit here in just the 5th of 44 games this summer. And there's strike one. So Benedict, a speedster from New Mexico State. As Desmond's going to have some more fun with this pop-up. And that's into the beer garden.
Man, it almost banked off and found a person in the beer garden.
Look at that souvenir.
We're just testing the bounds of the park tonight, man.
Here's the 0-1 to Benedict. And a lot of guys competing for those 9 hitters in the lineup. Benedict's one of them. Has pinch hit a couple times this season. And a very competitive first week or so for the Fish Sticks. Again, just 3 practices before the season opener last Saturday. It's been less than a week since then. As this is crushed towards the gap in right center field. And it'll get down. Benedict hustling for second. Cade Galen's got more than enough speed, and he will come home. As Benedict with an RBI double, and now a double-digit lead for the Fish Sticks.
Yeah, Benedict off the bat, that had quite the pop with the wood bat, and it just sits up right in front of the wall. Cade Galen, obviously one of the fastest guys on the team, and he scored with relative ease on that play, and the Fish Sticks making this look a little better than it already is. 14-4, wow.
Again, came into tonight with a sub-190 team batting average. You mentioned it. This has got to be a breath of fresh air for a team that's been struggling from the plate so far this year as Bartholomew steps in. And again, a team that went 32-9 last year, won 18-1 in the 2025 PIL Championship. A lot of talent up and down this roster. Still trying to figure it out a little bit. But if this team starts to go on a little winning streak, you might have to point to the bottom of the 6th here in this game as the turning point.
Yeah, I think the bottom of the 6th was so vital because the top of the 6th felt like same old, same old. We were going to watch the same movie once again as Bartholomew is hit by a pitch. So Luke Parker is going to come up once again tonight, and a wasp is just terrorizing us up here in the broadcast booth.
There is a wasp that is taking a look at this hot dog kind of near us and a turkey sandwich. I think he went away.
Oh, I've got eyes on him. he will not be sneaking up on us anymore.
When was the last time you were stung by a wasp?
Thankfully, I've never been stung by a wasp, which is great. I don't think I can imagine what it's like until it happens to me. I've been stung by a bee a couple times. I stepped on a bee as a kid. That was pretty traumatizing.
I have been stung once by a wasp.
Yeah, how was it?
It's honestly, it's not terrible. You know,
I don't believe
it's
you.
really not. I think we're big boys now. I think it's not too bad.
No, dude, my high school mascot was the Yellow Jackets too. You'd think I'd be okay with that kind of thing, but
yeah,
no, not for me.
Well, back to baseball here. Luke Parker stepping into the plate, and this is a pass ball. It gets by Cook. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Parker, who had an RBI. Was single and hit by a pitch. Excuse me, singled, and that was the first RBI of the inning, the first of 9 runs. And that's in there. Maybe a courtesy strike there from the home plate umpire.
Luke Parker just looks at him, just a bit disappointed, but also, I think, understanding at this stage of the game.
Here's the 2-2. Parker waves and misses, a little frustrated there. But that'll be the end of the 8th. So one last Knicks-like miracle maybe here in the top of the 9th for the Yaks. And they're down 10.
As we come up on the final inning, the water taxi will bring out cleats. Jordan Bryan.
There we go.
To finish this game off.
We got a great shot of the cleats into the season opener, his first appearance of the summer. I hope we get another one. A custom Fish Sticks logo that is stitched onto the shoe.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. Can you imagine? Imagine Jordan Bryan going into, I guess, his cleats guy, and asking, "Hey, I'm going to play for this team this year." And they're called the DubSea Fish Sticks, and the logo is about as wild as you would expect. Can you embroider this onto my cleats? And he gets it back, beautiful product. You can't ask for anything else than what Jordan Bryan ended up with. Connor Ryan, our producer, saying Jordan Bryan painted them. Is this a man of many talents we're working with here?
Now that's impressive. If he was able to paint that on the shoe.
Yeah, that's really cool. I got to give him that.
And believe it or not, Jordan Bryan's actually a very skilled pitcher as well. Yeah. Played for Kansas Wesleyan last year. 46 strikeouts in 42 and a third at Shoreline Community College prior to going to Kansas Wesleyan. He's had one appearance so far. Again, that was in the opener. One inning pitched. And it was a clean one. Just one earned, but came in kind of a tough scenario. So Jordan Bryan looking to finish things off here and give the Fish Sticks a much needed win and stop a three-game losing streak. So some talk here with Hellner, who's been behind the plate all day, has caught a great game so far. And Mr. Cleats, Jordan Bryan, is ready to get things going. It's Emmett Desmond who hits it to Luke Parker at third. A nice play from Parker. One pitch, one out. Okay, 2 outs away from a victory.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out. Burke started the 8th inning with an out as well. So, especially in a game where you're going to come out with a win, efficient outs are helpful, because now we're thinking about maybe Nathan Burke and Jordan Bryan being available for tomorrow as well.
Again, game 2 of this 2-game stand between the Yaks and the Fish Sticks, same time tomorrow. And just look at those. That is beautiful.
Yeah, those are nice.
And the mint glove.
I was going to say, the salmon on the right cleat, overshadowed by crispy, of course. But if those are hand-painted by Jordan Bryan, that is impressive. The vision he has. The right cleat is the Seal Slingers, Connor says. Wow. He's paying homage to the history of the franchise.
Look at that.
With the cleats as well.
Well,
incredible.
He actually hit.
Speaking of cleats,
Zapata in the cleat. Look at that.
He just gravitates to him, I guess.
So the Seal Slingers were a name that was being brought up in the conversation of naming this team.
Yes, I have the story for you. The Fish Sticks and the Seal Slingers were the final 2 options of the Name the Team contest about 5 years back, and they took it to a fan vote, and the Fish Sticks won with like 50.2% of the vote or something. It was like astronomically close of a vote. So now there are some fans that you'll see come out here, and it'll be like Fish Sticks erasure for them. They'll like still be loyalists for the Seal Slingers. It's a funny dynamic.
Yeah. Well, another hit by pitch for Bryan. And Hellner's coming to check on him. So Cleats struggling a little bit with control right now. Hellner just trying to calm him down a little bit. Of course, high strikeout guy is Jordan Bryan. Came in a high-pressure situation against the Washington A's in the opener on Saturday less than a week ago. But 2 on and 1 out now for Corbin Goal. 0 for 4 tonight. And that's low for ball 1.
Scoreboard may not show it, but Hellner really has had a busy night behind the plate, and he's done a great job keeping basically every ball in front of him.
Brian delivers, and Goal swings at a ball that gets past Evan Hellner.
You can't make
look at
this
that.
up. You cannot make this up.
There's been a couple announcers jinxes tonight.
Yeah, we're hot.
Look at that. That is insane. Would you count cleats, hitting someone in the cleat, as a jinx? Or
no, that's just ironic, I think.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know, maybe.
Well, now runners on second and third.
It's not like he calls himself cleats.
That's a big swing from Goal. Nice off speed from Brian for strike 2.
Goal 1 strike away from Sombrero here tonight.
Brian delivers, trying to get Goal to chase. He does not now. The count is full. Fish Sticks 2 outs away from getting their second win of the season, using a 9-run 6th inning to propel themselves to a win. And that's outside. That's actually ball 3. So now the count is full. Again, no hits from either side going into the 5th. The Sticks scored 1 on a sac fly, and then it was chaos from there. The Yaks scored 4 in the top of the 6th inning to take a 4-3 lead, and the Fish Sticks responded with 9. And that's on the corner for strike 3, and that is a tough day for Corbin Goal.
Yeah, Jordan Bryan locates that pitch, maybe a bit of an expanded zone with a 10-run lead, 2 outs away from putting this one away. But yeah, 4 strikeouts for Corbin Goal. Just a tough night overall.
Little late rally from the crowd. Everyone on their feet on the right field line. And way out in front of it is Angel Rios for strike 1. What a crowd we had tonight,
Yeah, the
too.
Tarps Off crowd was, I think, coincidentally at its peak in that 6th inning, specifically the top of the 6th inning for some reason, even though the Yaks currently have all their runs in that top 6th, but they've all mobilized out of the ballpark. I think their parents have probably had enough tonight.
Again, Little League appreciation night, but on a Friday night, maybe too much energy.
Yeah, too much appreciation.
Well, there's never too much energy in this ballpark.
Would say maybe there was too much appreciation, but
yeah,
I'm sure the team, personally, I'm sure the broadcast booth, both of us enjoyed the atmosphere, and it has turned into a large offensive output for the Fish Sticks, far and away the largest of the year.
Another whiff on and off speed for Rios, and the Fish Sticks are 1 strike away. So a complete turnaround, the tale of 2 stories from this game, the first half to the second half. A 14-4 lead for the Fish Sticks. And that'll get past Hellner, but no runners will advance.
I guess if you're thinking about it from a we're going to need that run at some point sense, it's got to score off a hit at some point if you're the Yaks, so makes sense not to send him. Almost expected the Yaks to live a little. Maybe him sending home.
And we talked about how the Yaks were the high-scoring team coming into it, and the Fish Sticks were struggling from the plate. It's a complete reversal tonight. And there's strike 3. Brian strikes out Rios, and the Fish Sticks use an avalanche in the bottom of the 6th to pour on a 14-4 win for their second win of the season.
Yeah, the Fish Sticks just had the bats going in that 6th inning. Everything about this game starts and ends in the 6th inning. 9 runs, usually going to get it done. They gave up 4 in the top half, and it felt like the Fish Sticks were going down that same path. And man, this game feels winnable, and now they're trailing. But just a gargantuan response from the offense, and it turns into a blowout win for DubSea on home turf.
And the stick of the game. There's a couple different players we could have chosen, but Rylan Gollard is the choice here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 for 3 with a couple doubles. He drove in 3 runs with one swing of the bat, a 3-run double down the left field line in that fateful 6th inning. And he made a nice play out in center as well, really controlled the outfield today. So Gollard, it's a veteran presence that he brings to this team. And you can't replicate what Rylan Gollard brings to the team. It felt like it was empty almost out there with Gollard not in the leadoff spot last night, and he comes back with a vengeance tonight.
9 runs poured on in the bottom of the 6th, 14 total for the game. We take a look at the upcoming schedule. Again, same time tomorrow night against the Yaks, who will look to get some revenge on Seattle Soccer Night. Stay here on the Fish Sticks Network. We'll be on the call for that one. And then next week on Thursday and Saturday, we also have home games here at the Friar. But for Angus Trangmo, Connor Ryan, the rest of the guys in our booth, I'm Kyle Sweeney. The Fish Sticks, an offensive explosion to take a 14-4 victory and improve to 2-3 on the season. Have a good night, everybody.